game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Kabuto's, St. George's #1 sushi and ramen bar. Student specials available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure and give them a follow on social media at Kabuto Utah for weekly giveaways and local events.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 350 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now. Visit redrockrealestate.com.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 southern Utah locations.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Aloha, sports fans. It's Boo Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Flynn Group plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group. We've got you covered.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 southern Utah locations.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Well, greetings and salutations and good Friday night football to you here from Crimson Cliffs High School, live on the Fan Sports Network, live on the fansportsnetwork.com, our YouTube channel, as well as KSLSports.com. Glad you're with us tonight. Devin Dixon getting you ready for 3 games coming your way. We're going to have the Crimson Desert Hills game as our Boulevard home game of the week, but we got other games to break down, including Hurricane at Dixie. Both those teams looking to bounce back after a region opening loss last Friday night. Also, 2 teams that won last week. Something's got to give tonight at Snow Canyon as the Warriors beat Desert Hills last week. Pineview took care of Dixie. They collide over at Snow Canyon. That game will also be streaming live on the fansportsnetwork.com, our YouTube, as well as KSLSports.com. We'll have updates on the Dixie Hurricane game all night long. I want to officially welcome you in to our pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all your lawn, home, and garden needs. Maybe need some grill for Traeger or Green Egg or any of their great grills. Maybe a new pizza oven or some stuff for the yard. Think Bucks. 3 Southern Utah locations, including that new state-of-the-art big old facility out there in Hurricane. You got the other one in Dino Crossing and also the third location out there in Santa Clara. We got lots to do here. Let's go ahead, though, and get you caught up with last week. Let's throw it over to Aaron Crane with last Friday night's region opening recap. Here we go. On the radio side, it's brought to you by our friends at the Stretch Lab, where you can get an introductory 50-minute stretch for just $39. The Stretch Lab. Hey, they sponsor local sports. Go give them code word radio and take advantage of that $39 introductory 50-minute stretch.
Keep it moving now, don't you see what I'm doing? Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it.
I'm Aaron Crane, and this is your Region 9 recap. Over at Pineview, the Panthers hosted the Dixie Flyers. Let's send it to our Big O Tires fan cam as the Panther student section gets ready for the game. Levi Shaw would dump it off to Kyle Richardson, who would make a couple defenders miss and take it down to the 6-yard line.
Same play.
Then Shaw would find Brock Harris in the corner of the end zone for the game's first score. Deacon Virgin would find Jason Malufau, who would rumble down the field for a big first down. Then it was Jacob Malufau who would find the end zone. Jason Malufau would get the handoff and bulldoze his way to a big first down. Then Jacob would punch it into pay dirt. After that, it was all Panthers, as Corbin Yoka would cross the goal line on this short run. And now will bring us to our AWP play of the week, as Shaw would launch a pass to Harris, and Harris would make one move and then turn on the Jets for a 55-yard touchdown catch and run. And now will bring us to our Snow College big hit of the week, as Anthony Madsen would level Virgin for a big sack. Shaw would drop back and find the big man Harris again, this time for a 25-yard touchdown strike. The final score, Pineview 42, Dixie 14. Over at Desert Hills, the Thunder took on the Snow Canyon Warriors. Parker Olsen would drop back and fire a bomb down the field to Cam Hill for a 57-yard touchdown to start the game. Seth Brown would get the handoff and take it around the left side for a 9-yard run. Olsen would then call his own number and punch it into pay dirt from 9 yards out. Desert Hills got the ball back, but this big sack by Snow Canyon's Hank West ended the drive. The Warriors marched into Thunder territory and added to their lead with this 21-yard field goal by Ammon Allred. Desert Hills got a touchdown back on this 62-yard score from Max Brownstein to Brock Stuckey. Desert Hills would get the ball back, and Brownstein would drop back and fire a pass, but Trey Vaughn would pick it off and take it to the house for a pick six. The final score, Snow Canyon 27, Desert Hills 15. Over at Hurricane, the Tigers hosted the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Van Daly would get the handoff and follow his blockers as he would cruise into the end zone for the game's first score. Dylan Gabriel would drop back and try to find an open receiver, but would get caught up by Crimson's defense. Andreessen would then connect with Jackson Holt for a 5-yard touchdown. Gabriel would then call his own number and make one defender miss and take it all the way down to the 2-yard line. Then Gabriel would escape the rush and fire a dart to CJ Trump for the score, but it wouldn't be enough. The final score, Crimson Cliffs 21, Hurricane 16. The Region 9 recap is brought to you by Whipple Service Champions, Stephen Wade Auto Center, Dealer Collision Center, AWP, Big O Tires, Snow College, Nets on Fire, the rink, and the rally stop. For St. George News, I'm Aaron Crane.
Yeah, welcome back to Crimson Cliffs High School. Thank you, AC. Aaron does a great job with our recaps for St. George News. And that was the action last Friday night as we got region play going. And now we're looking for week 2. Teams that lost, trying to get right. Teams that won, trying to build a win streak inside region play. It happened so fast. Only 5 games with Cedar dropping down to the 3A South this summer. So 5 region games, and boom, you're right to the postseason. Devin Dixon, and now joined by the coach, Rick Barry, here in the broadcast booth. This is the pregame festivities built by Bucks Ace Hardware. And, Coach, after last week, teams have made adjustments, and now here we go again, another exciting night of football. And I want to get your take on Dixie Hurricane tonight. Hurricane played Crimson really tough. They slowed the game down. They held Crimson only 5 possessions, but they still lost, and they got to go over to Dixie. One of those 2 teams will pick up their first region win. Flyers ran into a Brock Harris buzzsaw as he scored 5 passing to receiving touchdowns from Levi Shaw, his quarterback.
Well, when you play Hurricane, you know the possessions are going to be few, and that's the way they want it. They want to shorten the game. They want to make sure that they control the ball, and they do a great job of it. With their offense, the system that they run, they're able to pound the ball and say, basically, you're going to have to stop us, and we're going to control it. We're going to shorten the game, and you better make your possessions count because you're not going to get very many of them. And from what I understand, Dixie's a little bit dinged up. They're going to miss a few kids tonight that are going to be key contributors. I don't know about Hurricane, but I think that's going to be one that Dixie's going to have to look at it and say, okay, we got to figure a way to get some 3-and-outs and get off the field, not let them have 6-7 minute drives and sustain those and get an opportunity for the offense to get the ball.
Well, I watched the stream. Caden and Paul had the game last Friday night, and Paul was telling me, you know, they were taking the clock all the way down, snapping with 3 to 4 seconds the whole game. Even on punts, they were taking delayed games. They were really trying to limit the possessions of Crimson, and it nearly worked. It nearly did work. They lose 21-16. So a bounce-back opportunity for the Flyers and the Tigers. Virgin versus Gabriel. Virgin's a passing quarterback, not established runner. Gabriel's probably just as good a runner as he is passer at this point, the senior quarterback for the Tigers.
I think he might even be better. You know, he's got the speed. He's got that second gear. When he gets through the line of scrimmage, he can turn it on and go. So it's tough to play dual threat quarterbacks. It really is. You know, you can't go in and game plan and say, we're only going to take this away. You know, if you're playing somebody that's just a running team and you know the quarterback doesn't run, well, I'm going to crash my DNs. I'm going to do a few things different where I don't have to worry about that. But when you play somebody like Hurricane and you play Gabriel like that, you've got to account for him pulling it and running it and designed runs. It's not just scrambling, you know, when it's nobody's open downfield. He likes to take the ball and run it in the design plays, and they do a good job with him.
It'll be interesting to see who wins that one, as Tigers will be at Dixie High School to take on the Flyers. We'll get you Flynn Company's updates to that game all night long, and we'll see how it plays out, and we'll put a bow on that game in our Region 9 wrap-up show. Let's jump over to the other game. We do have eyes on this one. It will be broadcast on our YouTube page, the Fan Sports Network YouTube page. You can link to it on the fansportsnetwork.com website. KSLSports.com also has this game. Both these teams won last week, Coach. I'm really interested to get your take. You and I saw Parker Olson, the junior quarterback for Snow Canyon, live at Desert Hills last week. He looked really good, but we know Levi Shaw and Brock Harris, and that offense has been humming since the start of the season.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup there. Snow Canyon, it's the first time we saw him last week, and you know I was impressed with him. He got it back there, and he was really good, Devin, at looking and progressing from 1 to 2 to 3, keeping his eyes up. In fact, the long pass that they had down, I think it was about a 70-yard pass, that wasn't the intended receiver. He looked to the right to, you know, his pre-read from the pre-snap, saw that wasn't there, progressed to number 2 and 3 and saw one-on-one coverage and knew that, hey, worst case, it's a 50-50 ball, but the receiver was open, made a great throw. So I was impressed with him for the first time seeing him.
Yeah, any keys to victory over there? Again, both teams won last week. They can try to maybe have outright first place if Desert Hills were to beat Crimson tonight. or they could keep pace with Crimson, whoever wins that game. So a very important game over there. Only the second home game of the season for the Snow Canyon Warriors. It's also their homecoming, just like it is here tonight at our game at Crimson.
Well, it's going to be one of possessions and turnovers. You could go into a game when you play Pineview and say, okay, I'm going to take, and we're really going to concentrate on Brock. We had 5 TDs last week. You do have to account for him. I think the best way to play and defend him is you need to have a linebacker jam him at the line, especially if he's in the slot or in that wing. Jam him at the point of attack, but then have somebody over the top. You're not going to cover him one-on-one. He's too big. He's got good hands. They throw the ball up with his size. So you've got to be a little bit creative with him to slow him down. And then you've got Richardson to deal with. I mean, that to me is the key for Pineview is they're not just a one-trick pony. You know what? They've got, great receivers, skill kids, and then they got a running back who's dynamic.
Going to be fun. By the way, in that Snow Canyon game, Snow Canyon Warriors power rating according to old Nolan Perry, 81, Pineview 72.3. So Nolan Perry has an advantage by 8 for Snow Canyon at home tonight. So we'll see how that plays out. Although James Edwards, the writer for the Des News, he likes to make his pick and do Edwards Edge. He's got Pineview winning that game. The other game, that Dixie game that we were talking about, Dixie is almost 6, we'll call it 6-point underdogs. Hurricane on the road, power rating 73.8, Dixie 67.9, and but the Edwards Edge goes to Dixie. So he's got both those guys are split on their picks this week. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to can Dixie move the ball and put some points on the board, because that offense, again, not only are they a possession, but they can score quick. I watched a little bit of Lehigh and Skyridge last night.
I did too.
Same type of thing. You get a running back or you get a run, in the middle like that, and you got dynamic people who've got speed. I mean, you can score in 30 seconds.
That was a shootout. Kind of a fun game on a Thursday night, though.
It was fun, a lot of fun to watch. But Hurricane has some of that speed that they can score in a hurry.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll keep tabs on both those games. Again, you can watch the Snow Canyon Pineview game just like you are this one on the Fan Sports Network, YouTube, KSLSports.com. Links are all up on the Fan Sports Network website. Devin Dixon, the coach, Rick Barry. Pregame festivities built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Thanks to Mountain Mike's Pizza. And Mountain Mike's Pizza handing out the Mountain Mover Award this week. It's Tyler Phillips. A special teams guy, rotates in, but he's a senior. This guy's a role guy. Coach Alofapo had some seriously great comments about his work ethic, the kind of teammate he is, and then he embodies what it is to be a Crimson football player. So congratulations to Tyler Phillips. We'll see him on the field tonight, our Mountain Mike's Mountain Mover Award recipient from Crimson Cliffs. Friday night, Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Before or after the game, stop by their new location. They got indoor and outdoor seating. Go get a scoop or two on a Friday at Handel's. And we appreciate the Back Nine Golf, Roni's Mac Bar, and Kabuto Sushi and Ramen Bar, as well as Honolulu Grill. Some of our great sponsors bringing you our early pregame coverage of tonight's festivities. We'll take a break. When we come back, Coach and I will start diving into the storylines. It's a clash of two rivals. Their campuses about 8 minutes apart by car. If Coach is driving, about 6 minutes apart. If I'm driving, we can get there real quick over to Desert Hills High School. Should be a packed house tonight here for this rivalry game.
Well, it should be, and I think if there is a rivalry game inside of the region, this is definitely one. They've met. When they split the boundaries, a lot of kids went from Desert Hills to Crimson Cliff, so they grew up together. They played Little League together, and then there's some great games. They played in the state championship together.
Yep, Desert Hills won that. They've won the last 3 state championships for the Region 9 boys.
So, it's a good rivalry, and it's a fun rivalry because it's bragging rights for these kids that know each other.
Should be fun. We've got it for you. We'll fire up the Sport Court of Southern Utah pregame show when Coach and I come back live from Crimson Cliff. Stay with us, everybody.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. Hey, have you tried the St. George Stretch Lab? It'll help boost your athletic performance, help you feel less restricted in your movements, knock out those nagging aches and pains, and melt away your stress. Right now at the St. George Stretch Lab, get an intro stretch for just $39. That's $30 off. Mention keyword radio.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in Southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Hey, welcome back here to Crimson Cliffs High School. Devin Dixon, Coach Rick Berry, as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff here, just a little over 10 minutes away from Friday Night Football, Region 9 style and crosstown rivalry. Crimson Cliffs hosting Desert Hills. It's homecoming festivities, and we're going to get Coach's take on that quickly here. Coach, there's always so many distractions.
There is.
The powder puff, the dance, the dates, all that stuff.
And it's really hard to tell the kids, stay away from it. You really can't. They need to enjoy it. Usually they're coaching the powder puff team, so they're involved in it. There is a lot of distraction. So as a head coach, you want to just get this week out of the way.
Yeah.
Schedule homecoming as early as we can. Let's get it out of the way so we can concentrate on the rest of games. But it's fun for the student body. It's fun for the kids. But the coaches don't like it.
Spoken like a true coach right here. All right, let's pick our Findlay Subaru Star Watch. Ultimately, in the postgame show, we'll name our Findlay Subaru Star of the game. But two guys that have the same last name, Coach, we want to spotlight. They used to be teammates, but they're still family, but they're on opposing teams now.
Well, I always talk about if you go out in the driveway and you're shooting hoops and you're playing against your brother, he's your brother and you love him to death, but what do you want to do?
You want to beat him.
You want to beat him. There's no love lost that way when you're playing sports. And this is the way it's going to be for the cousins. You got Isaac on one side, the running back for Desert Hills. You got T, who's throwing the ball for Crimson Cliff. They used to be teammates.
Right.
T came over from Desert Hills. And so I think there's going to be a little bit of talking probably during that. And trust me, friendly talking, but it's bragging rights. It's bragging rights at the dinner table, when you get together with family and different things. So this will be a very interesting matchup to watch these two cousins go against each other.
It's going to be fun. Van Daly leads the region in rushing, but right behind him is Isaac Andresen. So they are 1 and 2. Van Daly comes in with 583 yards. Andresen comes in with 508. So our Findlay Subaru Star Watch tonight. Go see the all-star lineup on the saving side of the freeway. Isaac Andresen, running back Desert Hills. Quarterback Tonawai Andresen of Crimson Cliffs. They won't tackle each other tonight, but they can have
and it's unfortunate they don't get to go against each other. I always tell people the story that, my best friend growing up, we played Little League together, high school together. We went to 2 different colleges. He was a running back. I was a safety. And we played each other. And that was a ton of fun. I'd hit him, help him up, say, I'm going to hit you again. And people laughed about, how can you have that relationship? But it's a lot of fun to go against somebody in a good competitive spirit. Both are very talented. I love Isaac's motor. He hits that hole hard. The second half, I thought last week was a really good half for him. You know, he was determined, I'm going to put this offense on my back, and we're going to go. And he made some really nice runs, hard runs, and he runs very hard. And, you got to have multiple people to bring him down. T on the other side, love what I've seen, the progression with him so far this year. You know, first-year starter. And a first-year starter is a QB. I don't care what level it is. There's a learning curve. I love that when he does scramble, he keeps his eyes open. He looks downfield. He looks for those receivers, makes that first read really good. And if it's there, he gets rid of it and gets rid of it quick. So both of them very talented, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch both of them play tonight.
And Tanawai, by the way, has 3 younger brothers, one of which is a 9th grader. We'll probably see him playing some varsity a little bit, maybe in the next season or so, but and then some younger ones as well. So there's a lot more Andresens coming up through the ranks.
Well, they get their talent from their mother. There's no question about that.
Coach and I will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into the keys to the game, brought to you by Everbowl St. George. We get closer to kickoff. Crimson, Desert Hills. Glad you're with us on The Fan.
What you're about to hear may impact your dinner plans. The viral mac and cheese place you've seen online has made its way to town. Imagine build your own mac with fan favorite toppings like smoked brisket all the way to the controversial pineapple. Try it at the Red Cliffs Mall in St. George or in front of BYU in Provo.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Asphalt, we don't often think about it, but we use it every single day. Holbrook Asphalt's innovative HA5 product slows asphalt aging by 67%, making roads last longer and cost less to own. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
At Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
Flynn Group plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group. We've got you covered.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Welcome back, everybody. The giant inflatable is out here. The smoke, they got some dry ice or something in there, Coach. They got some smoldering smoke effects coming out of it here. It's homecoming. They're pulling out all the stops at Crimson Cliffs.
Well, homecoming's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a lot of fun for the student body, the cheerleaders, everybody else, except for the coaches.
Yeah. It'll be fun for the winning coach at the end of the night.
Absolutely.
That's right. Of course, Coach Wayne Alofapo, great job here. Back-to-back state champs. They're gunning for the 3rd straight, the rare feat, the 3 in a row. A couple teams in the state doing that, including Corner Canyon. They play Lone Peak tonight. That's a game we'll have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's like last night's game.
Yeah.
That it's back and forth like that with that Skyridge. Lehigh game was phenomenal, so I'm hoping that somebody needs to step up and play Corner Canyon tough. Let's see how good they really are.
Here comes the Mustangs. They're taking the field, and we're going to have a giant American flag. We're going to have a great rendition of the anthem. We'll stay double box for that so you can see the festivities here. They're playing Red Kingdom through the PA here at Crimson as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff. Coach, I'm curious your thoughts on our keys to the game, brought to you by Everbowl St. George, where St. George gets their superfood fix. They got some delicious avocado toast for breakfast. They got delicious smoothies, and, of course, their famous acai bowls. They even got one now with Nutella that I got to go try. It's a brand new one that I've been hearing about, so go check it out over there next to Dick's Sporting Goods. Let's start with Crimson. Your keys to getting a victory tonight at home during homecoming.
Well, I think Crimson's got to stay and maintain with what gets them here. And that's they establish the run. They do a good job of pounding the rock and setting up the play action pass. So stay consistent, staying within your game plan. Don't get too anxious about we got to hurry and score and get some points on the board. Be methodical if they need to. They got enough weapons that they can get some big plays, but stay within the system. Take what the defense gives you, and don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over. And the trenches, the battle in the trenches, whoever wins that's going to have a little something to say about this. Both these teams have pretty good interior lines on both sides of the ball. All right, let's flip it over to Desert Hills, your Everbowl Keys.
Well, I think more than anything, Desert Hills has to figure out how they can throw the ball. And they got to throw the ball on first down and second down. And it doesn't have to be deep stuff, Devin. It can be little 5-6 yard outs. Take again what the defense. Coach Wayne loves to bring the pressure. He'll bring the linebackers. That quarterback's got to get up to the line and say, okay, I know they're giving away the middle or the outside. And if they do the middle, I know that deep dig or 10-yard dig's there. If they're coming from the outside, that little swing pass onto the outside or a little arrow is going to be open. They've got to be able to throw the ball, or else, you know what? Coach Wayne's going to load the box. He's going to have a lot of run blitzes, and it's going to be a hard night for him to run the ball.
And it will be Max Brownstein at quarterback. He was their starter to start the season. Gavin Young got the nod last week. They wanted the dual threat guy. He got nicked up a little bit. He can't go tonight. And Brownstein actually finished the game. And we saw some nice things from Brownstein. Had that nice touchdown pass to Stuckey last week. But he did make that pick six that Trayvon got. And that was kind of the dagger there at the end of the game that helped Snow Canyon beat Desert Hills. So he is a very talented, poised passer. Not as much of a runner as Gavin Young, though.
No, he's not a dual threat, but he'll stay in the pocket. He can see the field. And again, he needs to just be patient and take what the defense is going to give him. Don't force anything. We always talk about live to see another down. That's what he's got to do, is look there. And if it's not there, don't force it in. Take what they give you and move on to the next down.
All right, that's your Everbowl keys to the game. Go over there, get some acai bowls, smoothies, packed with superfoods to fuel your day in the Red Rock Commons, where St. George gets their superfood fix. There you go, the unfurling of that giant,
that's awesome,
100-and-something foot flag. I don't even know. How many yards is it, Coach? Like 50-yard flag almost, half the field.
25 to 25, really.
Yeah. It's a beautiful flag. I think this is the same flag that we used at the 4th of July celebration. And we're going to stay live. We're going to take a break, but we're going to keep the pictures for you here as we're closing in on kickoff. Back in a minute for Crimson Desert Hills.
God bless America. Great job, Chamber.
All right, beautiful rendition by the Crimson students there, the Crimson Choir. Jackson Holt popped out of there. He was singing the anthem, star wide receiver, a senior for this Crimson team, in the middle of that anthem right there, which you love to see, a guy out there catching touchdowns and also part of the choir.
Well, I'll tell you a fun little story. So my dad played for Park City High School.
Okay.
And he used to tell us, listen, first of all, he'd laugh at me and say, we had one coach. That's all we had, just one coach. Why do you need all these other coaches? And so I tried to explain to him. He played the trumpet. So at the end of the half, the team ran in. He'd go out on the field with the band, and he'd play the trumpet during halftime, run in, catch the last little bit, and then come back out and play. I don't think you'd see that today.
I love it. No, I don't think so either. It's homecoming here, so they're rolling out the pageantry. Opposing grandstand filling up. The sun still over there in the Thunder fans' face. The home grandstand is packed, chock full of Mustang fans. We're going to have 3,500 to 4,500 fans here for this Region 9 showdown tonight.
Yeah, this one's always packed. Like I said, crosstown rivalry. Both teams show up. There's not a love loss, between the game time when it's over. Hey, we're all friends. We're in the neighborhoods together. But this is a good little rivalry that has taken place since Crimson Cliff was split from Desert Hills.
Crimson comes in 4-1, led by Tanawai Andresen, hitting 63% of his passes right now. He's thrown for about 151 yards a game, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions through the air. Van Daly leads the region in rushing with 583 yards. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns. And then you just saw him there, Jackson Holt, already 34 catches in the first 5 games, 486 yards, and 7 receiving touchdowns. Now, they haven't had their full arsenal receivers healthy all year long. Tonight might be the healthiest the Mustang wide receiver corps has been all season.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Wayne. They've got a couple people back, but they're still missing maybe their best, most talented receiver as far as speed-wise. So when he gets back in the next week or two, that's going to add one more dimension. But they got plenty of playmakers, and they have a nice running game. Coach Stokes does a nice job of keeping things balanced between the run and the pass. So they're hard to defend. It's not a team you come in and say, hey, we're just going to take this particular thing away. They're two-dimensional that way and very balanced.
All right, looking at some stats for Desert Hills, you look at Brownstein comes in 41 out of 80, so right at 51%, 463 passing yards. He's got 2 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, and a couple of those have been pick sixes this season. But Andresen is the guy on the ground. Second in the region to only Van Daly, who I mentioned earlier. He's got 508 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. You look at the receiving core, pretty balanced between Duckett, Stuckey, and then Andresen out of the backfield. They've kind of been waiting for, that number 1 receiver to step up, and maybe it's Stuckey after what we saw last week.
Well, the nice thing about it, though, is they're balanced. I don't think you can look at Desert Hills receivers and say, okay, we're going to take Stuckey or we're going to take somebody else out of it and double team them, jam them, have somebody over top. They're balanced that way, which is a good thing to have. So, again, they've got to be able to open that playbook. They've got to be able to throw on first down. They got to take what they give them and make sure that they stay balanced and they just don't rely on Isaac in the backfield.
All right, coin toss is happening right now from our officials, and our officials for tonight's game ready to go down there on the field. Let me introduce the guys down there. Joe Wright, Kevin Howard, Alan Bailey, Jared Sierras, Jared Frank, and Jason Clark. Those are tonight's officiating crew, and the captains for each team are out. And we are about to see who is going to get the ball first. Crimson wearing the red jerseys, the white numbers. Thunder with the whites, with the black helmets and black numbers tonight. As these two teams that are separated by about 6 or 7 miles are ready to go. And here comes Joe B. Wright to give us the signal. And it looks like that Crimson has won the toss and deferred. So we are going to see them get the ball in the second half, and we'll see Desert Hills offense, Max Brownstein and company, to start this game. And a lot of pressure on Max tonight.
Yeah, there is. Like I said, they're going to have to rely on him to throw the ball a little bit, and maybe even more so than what they're accustomed to. So we'll see right out of the gate, of Coach Stevens' game plan. Is he going to open the playbook, or is he going to stay a little bit conservative on that first possession, kind of see where, Crimson's going to line up?
All right, so both teams exchanging high fives, and the officials get a final word. And here comes the return team for Desert Hills and the kickoff team for Crimson Cliffs. Coach, final thoughts before we kick it off of Crimson, Desert Hills on a football Friday.
My final thought is you got to love region play.
Yeah.
Every week it's a rivalry. I don't care. There's 3 games tonight, and I wish I was at all 3 of them because I think each one of them have a different storyline, and I think it's going to be a great night for football in Region 9.
All right, we'll be back in the Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth a little bit later. A couple things to watch for tonight. We're hoping for over 25 points by one of the teams to get you the big score dessert, compliments of Holbrook Asphalt. Also, looking for our Finley Subaru star of the game. We'll name our Jersey Mike sub of the game, and We've been doing it for years. We'll keep doing it tonight. Our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. Who will make that one tonight? We'll tell you when it's all done. But let's put 12 minutes on the first quarter clock, and let's play some football here from the field house. And that kick is going to be into the end zone, 2 yards deep, and it will be a touchback. And Desert Hills and the offense will come out and set up shop for the opening drive of this football game.
Well, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see Coach Stevens where his game plan is against Crimson. Look, there's no surprises. You know, Coach Stevens was on the same staff at Dixie when Coach Wayne and Coach Stokes were there.
That's right.
They know each other very well, so there's not going to be any surprises. These teams have played enough over the years. They kind of know what system each of them run.
We'll see Nate Entz, Dedrick Moore, Major Stokes and company, Bryce Strickland, some of the playmakers on defense. Major Stokes is going to tackle the ball carry on Drayson. It's going to be a gain of 2, maybe 3. We'll see where they spot him. Minimal gain, though, as Stokes came in from that DM position. He's already got 10-plus offers and probably more coming. This kid's only a sophomore.
Yeah, when you have that many as a sophomore, he's going to keep growing. He's going to keep getting stronger. He's going to have a lot of offers by the time he's done playing.
We'll see if we can get Coach to put Major Stokes on the telestrator some point tonight during the broadcast. Watch number 97. He's left side defensive end. Brownstein going to throw. Out route picked. It's picked, and it's going to be a tackle from the back, or it would have been a pick 6. That was number 6, Tyler Gibb, the senior cornerback that jumped the out route, and Crimson's going to be in the Red Rock Real Estate red zone here after the interception.
Well, this is exactly what I talked about earlier. Max could not make that mistake. If you look here, this corner here sitting on the route, it just jumps in front of it, and he's lucky. Desert Hills lucky he didn't go in for a pick 6.
Absolutely. I thought he was going to score. That was a shoestring tackle.
He read the out route, jumped it. Max was locked into one, and it's exactly the start Desert Hills couldn't afford.
Van Daly will come in, and looks like somebody popped off the field there late. And here is Tanawai Andresen, junior quarterback for the Mustangs. Out of the shotgun, backs to either side, looking to the 2 receiver side. He's hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Big time hit there. Pressure was coming from Bo Meredith and
Henry Graff.
Henry Graff, number 58, I think was the one that got there first. Henry's just a sophomore.
They had a nice inside blitz come through there. Didn't see it coming, and it's really probably saved a touchdown off of that.
Andresen, second down and 10. They can't get a first down near the 2. They'll snap this one from the 12. Going to throw, looking. It's a corner route, double covered and nothing there. Incomplete. Not a window to fit that one into Jackson Holt.
No, if you look at it, he's thrown into double coverage there. He needed to look that one off. He's got 2 defenders right sitting back in the corner there where he's got single coverage over the top. He would love to, I'm sure, have that one back.
So 3rd and 10 for the Mustang offense. Trying to get some points off that early turnover. Interception on the second snap of the game from scrimmage. They'll hand this one off. Running left, cut back at the 10. Taking it down to about the 7 was Van Daly. No, that was not Van Daly. That was actually Shaw. The other running back, Cade Shaw, junior running back. And he is powerful and quick. They got 2 terrific backs that hardly ever come off the field for the Mustangs. 4th down and 5. After that 5-yard gain, the offense going to stay on the field. Boy, this would be huge for the Thunder after the early turnover. If they could get a stop, they're going to throw it. It's going to be caught by Holt. Spin move touchdown. Hit the spin move button and got into the end zone. And he was not in when he caught the ball, but the spin move took him into pay dirt.
Well, a great job by Andresen of keeping his eyes downfield, seeing what he had on single coverage right here. This linebacker was supposed to get back up into that little curl. Didn't get back there quick enough. He kind of froze as he's looking into the backfield. I mean, that's one of the cardinal sins you got to teach your kids on the defensive side. Your eyes can't be in the backfield. And he glanced in the backfield and lost sight of his receiver.
All right, extra point brought to you by Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, Kanab, Utah. And the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. And it's 7-0 Mustangs. When we come back, 10:30 on the Nets on Fire clock. Desert Hills will try to get the offense moving, trailing by 7 on the Fan Sports Network.
Steak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Asphalt. It's not something we often think about, but we all use it every single day. Holbrook Asphalt knows how vital good roads are for our communities. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's innovative HA5 product slows asphalt aging by an incredible 67%. This means your pavement assets last significantly longer and cost less to own. Holbrook Asphalt. World-class pavement preservation right here in southern Utah. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Kickoff is going to be returnable for the Thunder, and he'll take it across the 20. Get some blocking. We've passed the 25 to the 26. That's Coy Duckett, the junior wide receiver, on the return. And here come the Thunder offense. Just a two-play drive, and Brownstein was intercepted. What happened on that interception, Coach? Because it set Crimson up for the early 7-0 lead.
Well, Max, unfortunately, was locked into his primary read the first, and he was going there regardless. And the corner actually was in better shape than the receiver was, and he just launched it. He's got to learn from that one of, hey, if it's not there, we got to progress to number 2.
Twins to the far sideline, single receiver over here. Andreessen's going to get the handoff. Isaac Andreessen will pick up 3 out to the 30. And it'll be 2nd down and 7. Good offensive line that Andreessen is running behind.
Devin, they're big. They're as big as Desert Hills, I think, has ever been up front on that offensive line. So they should be able to establish that. I know there's some young kids in there, but, you've played 4 or 5 games, and you've played some tough opponents. So they should be able to handle this situation and really utilize their size.
Get you some house of jump key players on that offensive line after this run by Andreessen, another 2-yard gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5. You've got some very talented players on that front. Owen Clausen, Tofu, just a sophomore. Kit Robinson, they moved to senior. He's their starting senior. Kevin Inslee and Michael Vandermeide, and you can't miss Michael Vandermeide. He's the biggest guy out there. Although Kevin Inslee is almost as big.
He's right behind him, I'm telling you. They are. They're impressive as far as their size. They look the part. So they should control that line of scrimmage.
Go jump around at House of Jump. Perfect for your kid's next birthday party. 3rd down and a long 5. Going to throw. Brownstein has some time. Takes a shot. Completes it to Duckett underneath. Out to the 35-yard line where it's going to be 4th down and 2. That route never got past the sticks.
No, but you know what I did like, Devin? That was not his primary receiver. So he looked to the left. He wasn't there. Went to number 2, wasn't there. Came back to the backside out. Even though it wasn't a first down, he progressed and made the right decision on that.
Yeah, didn't want to make another mistake there, but not enough for the fresh set of downs. The punt unit on for D Hills. Thunder trailing 7-0 here with 8:28 on the first quarter clock. And moving the formation around here. Crimson looks like they're aware of a would-be fake. High snap and gets it away. Pressure was coming, going to take a pretty good Thunder bounce. Picked up by Holt. Holt at the 30, hit and dropped about the 33. Pretty good kick there.
Pretty good kick for a lot of pressure. This is one reason, you can call me old-fashioned, whatever you want to say. That's why I don't like messing with funky formations like that, because you open yourself to pressure. I mean, they almost got to that.
Yeah.
Teams are hopefully smart enough that they know, hey, they spread out like that. We're going to cover them, but we're going to have numbers on the inside.
So Crimson has it back. They'll start from their own 34, almost the 34.5-yard line here on drive number 2 with the 7-0 lead up on the Wilkinson's scoreboard. Andreessen throws it, completes it to Holt. Holt flags flies. He takes it for an apparent first down, but will await the penalty flag. Thrown over there right towards Andreessen's completion to Jackson Holt.
There's another receiver over there, Devin. I don't know if they're looking at, did he pick? Did they have a pick route going? I didn't see it, so I don't see where.
I don't know if there's an illegal man downfield, maybe. One of the offensive linemen get past the line of scrimmage. It was a quick pass. That's going to be a hold on the offensive line somewhere.
Which is interesting which official threw that flag. You typically don't see that from that side judge there.
So they'll spot foul it. It'll back it up, and it'll be replay of first down. It'll be 1st and 8. So it happened downfield a little ways. And now the Mustangs will reset. Tonawai Andresen calling for the snap. He's going to play action throw, complete to Holt, spin move, and fighting for the first down. That's a fabulous, Freddy's.
First down. Okay, so Coach Stokes came back with the exact same play. Instead of going to the boundary, they came to the wide side of the field. But this is the same play here. We're going to run this corner off. We're going to run an out route here. Safety's bailing here. Nobody home in the flat.
Worked well. Gain of 9, almost 10. New set of downs here. With 7:22 left in the first quarter, they'll give it to the ground game and fighting for yardage with Shaw. Shaw's going to get midfield. It's going to be a minimal gain of 2. And look like number 52 there for the Thunder helping out on that stop. That's Tayson Mizukawa.
Yeah, Tayson's getting his first start tonight. He's only a 10th grader, a sophomore. He's a big, thick kid. They like his potential coming up, and this is his first game of getting the start, so a big night for him.
Twins to the far sideline. Double backs out of the shotgun there for Andresen. Meredith showing blitz. Now he backs off. 2nd down and 8. Andresen going to give it on the RPO ahead to Shaw. Shaw with a little burst. Gets running north-south. Pushes over across the 45 down to the 44 of the Thunder. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2.
6:17 and ticking. 7-0 score. Crimson got an interception by Gibb. And then 4 plays later, a touchdown pass by Tonawai Andresen, finding Jackson Holt, who spun his way into the end zone. Probably 4-down territory here, but 3rd and 2 coming. They'll run it, and it's Shaw, and he is going to fight for it and be really close. Looks like he's going to be just a bit shy.
Yeah, the side judge on the backside has him about almost a yard short, so I think you're right. It's 4-down territory.
Andy Stokes, the offensive coordinator, left Region 9 and left Dixie to become the head coach at Tentview. And then Miss Southern Utah had to come back and hook back up with his buddy, Coach Wayne Alofapo, last couple seasons. And a run to Shaw on 4th down. He got it, and he might get a bunch more. It's a foot race, and he is tackled from the backside by Cummings. Inside the 20 at the 19-yard line on 4th and 1. They get the big play to Shaw.
Well, if you look at this, it was a good read here where they actually sealed right here on the DN on Mizukawa. Kicked out the corner here. It really made a nice lane for him to get in and see. You've got to keep containment on that outside, Devin. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes young players make is not keeping containment. They get excited, want to get inside, and lose that outside containment.
Out of the shotgun, three wide receivers set. Andresen calling for the ball. How's he going to throw? Both back staying blocking. Over the middle, post route, batted away, incomplete. Elijah Cummings swatted it away, or probably was a touchdown. He was trying to find Britton Phillips, who's finally back in the lineup.
Yeah, it was a good job by Cummings coming off of his zone where he was at and making a play back in the end zone. If he doesn't do that, the receiver's wide open. So good play by Cummings on the back end.
Looks like it's broken up by number 13, Dylan Robinson.
Also over there, Dylan Hermanson, junior cornerback. I think 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Here we go. 3-man front. Now 4. They come up with Mizukawa. No pressure. Flags fly. Tonawai spin move. Hit and still fighting down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. But again, we could have a hold on the Mustang offensive line here. Even Brian Anderson, the PA announcer at Crimson, said that's thrown in the area of holding.
Well, you can call it a holding or you can call it a tackle, either one. Mizukawa had nice pressure coming up the field. He was wrapped up high and then basically tackled to the ground.
There's 2 penalties, both on the offense, so accept the holding penalty. That'll back him up to the 29 of Desert Hills. And with 4:31 left in the first quarter, Crimson with the ball and a 7-0 lead. He'll have the snap, looking to throw, looking outside to set up a screen, caught and then dropped. Looked like he started to turn and make a football move, but never fully possessed that football. Incomplete, trying to find Van Daly. I believe that was Van Daly that couldn't bring it in.
You know, Desert Hills defense really anticipated that. I'm sure their coaches were yelling from the sideline, beware of the screen pass. They didn't bite on it on the outside there, and they covered that very well.
So 3rd down and 20 for the Mustangs. 5 receivers set. They go empty. Andresen out of the shotgun. Looking to throw. Now he's going to be a quarterback draw. He's hit, and he is dropped. Coming up, big 53 for the Thunder to make the stop. That is Teague Anderson.
And if Teague doesn't make that play, Devin, he's probably still running towards those markers there. Big hole up the middle, and 53, Anderson makes a great play, probably eliminating them of an easy 4th and 5 scenario.
And this would be like a 47-yarder or so, 48-yarder, not quite 50, but they're not going to try it, not going to try to pooch it. They're going to go ahead and go for it here. It's 4th and 22 after that loss of 2 on 3rd down. And now a flag flies, and we got movement. Somebody flinched. I think they called Britton Phillips, maybe that far side wide receiver, for flinching. And that's going to back them up 5 more, and now it's 4th and 27.
I don't know if the playbook has very many plays for 4th and 30.
No. But you're at the Desert Hills 36.
Sometimes a long bomb, you know, even if it's picked inside the 10-yard line, is as good as a punt. So
gotta get it.
You might as well go for it.
Got to get it inside the 10 for the first down. Andresen going to take a shot up high, jump ball, and that is going to be intercepted. And exactly what you called for, Coach. Interception there by the Thunder, Lincoln Hilliard.
But this is where you've got to let your kids know in a situation like that, Devin, that on a ball like that, bat that thing down. You know, it's 4th down. You're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line, or you're going to get the ball at the 12. So, yeah, it's exciting to get a pick. It's exciting for that player, but you're better off knocking that ball down and getting field position.
Yeah. It's hard to do because you're just trained to go get it. You want a ball hawk. And Andresen just his 4th interception of the season, but he's just throwing up a jump ball there.
Absolutely.
Not really going to pin that one on him. Doesn't do much damage. Like you said, it worked like a punt. They'll run it. And pretty good little crease for Seth Brown, the sophomore running back. He'll pick up 5.
Carried by number 22, Seth Brown.
And it'll be 2nd down for the Thunder, trying to get some offense going, Coach. They don't have a first down yet.
Now, they're trying to establish the run there. Again, there's a point in this game. They're just going to have to trust Max to make the right reads, to open it up a little bit. But if you can get 4 or 5 yards on the ground and control that line of scrimmage, that's going to help Max.
Shift on the defensive line. They'll run it to the left side. He tries to bounce it outside. That's a bad idea. And tackle is made on that far sideline by number 8, Raleigh Coates.
Well, the hole is inside there. You know, he made a bad read off of that. If you go back and look at that play, he had a little bit of crease right here off the tackle here. He made the decision to bounce it, which ran right into the skid.
Yeah, you would have maybe had a chance to juke Nate Ince because the backer was trying to fill that hole, so he went around Ince. Not a bad idea. Nate Ince is the leading tackler on this Crimson Cliffs defense. Going to throw. Brownstein out route, caught by Young. Gavin Young, who was the starting quarterback last week, back to his normal receiving position. That's the first Fabulous Freddy's first down of the game for the Thunder offense. They needed that play.
They did, and this is what I was referring to early in the pregame. Take what the defense is going to give you. If you see that they're going to come off the edge with that linebacker, that arrow and that little out route's going to be open. You're going to have a hard time going down the field, so take what the defense is going to give you.
1:46 left here in the first quarter. Crimson leading 7-0. First down of the game. Thunder going back up to the air. Brownstein flushed a little, rolling to his right. He's got some room. He's going to tuck and he's going to run. And he's going to step out of bounds after a gain of 6, maybe 7. Might have got a little more, but he didn't want to take a big hit there on the sideline. Smart play, got what he could and got out of bounds.
Well, that's a smart play. They actually had a twist on the opposite side where they looped the outside backer outside of the DN. The DN comes in. He saw that, went backside towards the boundary, and made it a really nice pickup.
Gave him actually 9-yard gain to the 34. So Brownstein with a 9-yard scramble. And the quarterback now can really go with about anything here. First play of the game there, the whole playbook might be open to Sam Stevens, the offense coordinator. And Major Stokes might have jumped off sides, no flag. They're going to run it to Brown. And I think Crimson just got a break there as Brown's tackled and he didn't get a yard back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
Yeah, they're very fortunate they didn't get a flag and 5 yards for jumping on that. And it looked like Desert Hills a little bit scattered on that and went ahead and snapped it anyway.
They like to run on that right side behind Inslee and Vandermeide. That's that same side as Major Stokes is playing. And Thunder break the huddle with the Stukey's going to go single receiver to the far side of the field. 2 backs in the backfield. And they're going to run it to Brown, and Brown is going to push ahead, and he needed a yard, and he got 5 out to the 39-yard line, and another first down for Desert Hills. They got the makings of a nice drive going right now.
Well, it's a good job of following your blockers, and like we said earlier, they're big up front, and you got to get behind those guys and let them give that push and follow right behind them and not bounce out and get outside of your blockers.
1st and 10 Thunder. Down 7-0. Under 35 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Great crowd. Beautiful night for some football. And Brownstein going to take a shot down the field into double coverage, and it's incomplete.
See, he's got to take the read on that and see that there's he's got a safety over the top. He's got, a corner underneath, and not throw into double coverage. If you've got 2 guys like that, somebody else is open. So there he's got to give that progression. I know that's probably his first read that is put in there, but as soon as he sees that safety's over the top, he's got to check that off and look for the single coverage.
Got a Flint Company's Region 9 update. C.J. Trump, 25-yard pass from Dylan Gabriel. Tigers have taken a 7-0 lead over the Flyers. 2nd down and 10 here. They'll fake the fly. They'll give it to Brown off left tackle. He's fighting for yardage. Gets a little push from one of his teammates, and he bulldozes for a gain of 11, and that's another Fabulous Freddy's.
First down. A really good run there. You'll see where he gets hit right here at the line. Keeps his feet going, keeps going, get a little bit of push from his teammate there. Picks up 11. It's probably the best offensive play, especially a run that Desert Hills had tonight.
And you kind of wonder if maybe the momentum's swinging a little bit. We'll find out when we come back for the second quarter. That'll do it. 1 quarter in the books. We've played 12 on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Crimson 7, Desert Hills 0 when we come back.
Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
Game is Brought to you by Boulevard Home, Finley Subaru, House of John, Bucks Ace Hardware, and City of St. George Recreation.
Welcome back, Devin Dixon, Coach Rick Barry here in the Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth. And kind of watching closely to see if Isaac Andresen is going to come back out on the field. It's been Seth Brown this entire drive. Now, Andresen did play earlier in this game, but he hasn't been out there this drive at all. And you wonder if he got a little nicked up or something, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know. We both said, we looked at each other at the same time and said the same thing.
Seth Brown looks good.
Yeah, no knock against Seth, but Andresen, he's your guy. Isaac's your guy, so I don't know. We'll have to get some information there.
Brown, handoff. He is stacked up, fighting to get back some yardage, and he's going to lose 3, maybe 4, all the way back to the 46-yard line. It's a loss of 4. They were coming in waves there for Coach Olofupo's defense.
Yeah, Major and both the up front guys really read that, got off blocks. You know, they do a really nice job at Crimson of fundamentals. If you watch their D-line, they use their hands very well. They extend. They get that first punch in and really control that offensive line. And then they bring the backers behind them and do a lot of different twists, both inside and out.
Max Brownstein, senior quarterback, going to hand it off, run up the middle. Brown's going to get to the line of scrimmage, the original midfield mark, so he's going to get maybe even to the 49 and drop there. So it's going to be a gain of 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 here early in the third quarter. Brownstein all the way over there to talk, and here comes Elijah Cummings onto the field there with Brownstein. Gavin Young looks like he's starting to come off, and now Cummings will stay off, and Young will stay in. And I was looking on that far sideline trying to see if Isaac Andresen was getting some trainer attention. I haven't been able to spot him over there, Coach.
I haven't either.
So 3rd and 9 for the Thunder. Man in motion, looking to throw, and they blow the play dead.
It could be offsides. Crimson really got a quick jump, so either somebody flinched that got him going or they jumped, and it looks like they're backing up Desert Hills.
Yep, so 5-yard loss. So 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 14 here for the Thunder, trailing 7-0. Got a couple first downs this drive, but a monumental play coming here. You're not in that no man's land area. If you can't get a chunk here, even if you don't get the first down, hard to imagine the Thunder go for it.
You got to flip field position. You got to play field position on this. There's no way you would, at least you shouldn't, go for it here.
A lot of movement on that defensive front. The pressure comes. They flip it out of the backfield to Brown. Brown's going to get out of bounds. He's going to pick up 9 and get a chunk of that yardage back into Mustang territory. And it'll be 4th down and 5. Now they're getting. Is there a flag down here again? There's a flag over by the 40 of Desert Hills on that far sideline. So hold everything instead of 4th and 5 or 6.
It's got to be an illegal shift, or
the defensive front or the defensive line moving is maybe throwing some things off for the Thunder. Oh, they're going to call this on Major Stokes, illegal use of the hands to the face. So
that's a big penalty.
That's an automatic first down. So that'll move the ball down to the 37 of Crimson, and Desert Hills drive continues.
Well, it's exactly what they needed. I mean, they were in no man's land. They, whether they get a first down by a penalty or a play, that's something Desert Hills offense desperately needed.
10:02 to go in the second quarter. Still 7-0 Crimson in our Boulevard Home game of the week. Brownstein out of the shotgun. Hand off to Brown. Brown hits the hole hard, running off right side behind the center of the guard, and he's going to push ahead for a positive sledding run of about 4, maybe 5. Actually, they're going to mark him all the way down to the 32. Give him a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Thunder.
Well, the Thunder are having success inside the tackles. They've got those big guys up front. not going to the outside. They've seen something that they like inside the tackles, getting a good push. A lot of times Crimson likes to loop those middle backers to the outside and shoot the other guys inside. If they can seal that, they're going to be able to have that 4 or 5 yards at a crack.
2nd down and 5. Brownstein going quick passing game. Hitch route caught by Stuckey. And then it popped out of there. Was he down? No, fumble. They're going to let a play go on. And here comes a rumbling, tumbling Mustang player out of the pack down the sideline. It's Ryder Christiansen all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. And it appears as if they've got a fumble return for a touchdown. The second turnover of the game by the Desert Hills offense. Just when they had started to get some good play calling and move the football, they cough it up.
Yeah, 2 turnovers killed. Let's look and see. Here's Stuckey here. As he comes across
his
here.
knee's down. Oh my gosh, that was clearly down. Go back, Dusty.
Let's see if we can pause that when we get back there.
Pause that. I think his right knee was clearly down right there. Left knee is down. Then he's rolled over. The ball pops out. Ooh, Crimson catches a break and they'll take it. Nine minutes to go. Here's the Best Friends. Extra point, Kanab, Utah, bestfriends.org. Kick is away. To the left, but it slithers through the upright. 14-0 Mustangs. Coach, what did you see on that replay?
Well, obviously, an official right there saw something different. It's hard to tell if he rolled up over top of him. Let's see if we could get one more shot at that here and pause it at the right point here. So he runs a little hook there.
You got to pause it ahead a little bit.
Got a bit quicker here on this.
Yeah. Rewind that, D. Right there. You can see that left knee is clearly down. I didn't think that was too hard of a call.
He's got an official.
The official's looking right at it. Yeah,
it's a surprise right there.
I really think Crimson got away with one. That would have been enough for a first down and a fresh set of downs in Crimson territory. Instead, they pick it up, they return it for a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's 14-0 Mustangs. Now, you can say, hey, they missed one, but you still got to have ball security there.
Yeah, you do. You still got to hold on to it. And you know what? You've got to play through these things now. You're down 14 points, but you can't let that or a bad call or a missed call or whatever you want to call it dictate where the game's going to go. You had success getting the drive. You just need to get back to it and continue to play as it's 0-0.
They'll run it off the right side, breaking free. It's Cummings down the sideline and then stepping out of bounds out near the 35-yard line. Give you a Flynn Company's update. How about this? Flyers drove all the way down to the 1. They get stuffed on 4th down, but they get a safety the next play. So Hurricane leads 14-2, and Dixie has the ball early in the second quarter. 14-2.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. But again, that's going to be a possession game. You've got to slow down that run, and it's hard to do. You don't see that type of offense very often in any classification. So that's what makes playing Hurricane that much more difficult, Devin, is you just don't see that type of offense. You don't see it even when you go to summer camps and from the other schools. So it's very unique, and you've got to be very, very sound, gap assignment sound to play that.
So the Mustangs, they had their fair share of penalties that last drive. They kind of helped Desert Hills keep sustaining, and now Desert Hills has a great kickoff return, and that gets backed up on a holding call. And they'll run it to Brown. Brown pushing ahead to the 15, maybe give him the 16, still fighting for yardage, but momentum looks to be stopped. Gain of about 4.
Well, and with Seth Brown back in, Devin, that tells us Isaac, there's something going on with Isaac that he's not able to go. And we'll see if we can find out what that is by halftime.
8:28 and ticking until our Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show, where we'll look closer at those other games in Region 9. We'll check in on some scores around the state, get you some stats on this one. Second down for the Thunder offense. See if they can pick right back up where they left off. And now we got another flag, more movement down in the trenches, it appears.
Yeah, offsides on Crimson. Number 90 was a little bit anxious. And I was going to say this last series, Crimson's very aggressive up front. And we've done a couple of their games and seen multiple offsides. So I think Desert Hills need, especially in key situations, they need to make sure they go on some hard counts and keep them honest and keep them on their heels a little bit.
Penalty goes against the Mustangs. So fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. They'll hand off to Brown again. Brown going to be met near the line of scrimmage. They're still fighting down there. And they are going to push out to the 25-yard line, give them a gain of 3, nearly 4. Brown, a little bit taller, kind of more of a glider, but he's only a sophomore, coach, but showing some fight out there at the running back position without Andresen again on this series.
Looks like Isaac just came in.
Okay, good.
So let's see how he looks.
See if he's.
I know he tried to get in last play, and they actually pulled him back again. So I'm sure he does not want to come out of this game.
Yep, Andresen to the left of Brownstein. 2nd down and 6. Ball on their own 25. Desert Hills trailing 14-0. Now they'll go empty. Andresen in motion. Makes it 4 receivers. Brownstein going to run a draw right up the middle. Good play call. He slid, took a hit, and they're going to call helmet-to-helmet defenseless player penalty on Crimson on that hit. That's a tough play to react to.
It's hard from a defensive standpoint when you see a quarterback running at you at this point here. A great call here. They had a diamond here, but as he starts to slide right here, you're already committed as you're coming forward here. That's hard to pull up on that play.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything malicious there. I think it's just you're trying to come in and tackle.
Yeah,
you're
you're
coming
doing your
forward,
job.
And then the late slide. And but he still did get him around the head or neck area, and that's why the flags flew.
And he's coming out, Devin. They've brought him out.
They've called targeting.
They're gonna evaluate Max
for a concussion.
Yeah, to see if he's going to be able to go or not.
Well, Young was in concussion protocol a little bit from a hit last week, but he's obviously cleared to play. So now Young stays at receiver. So they've got what would ultimately be their 3rd string quarterback.
That or they're going to go Wildcat. So I'm not sure who's in. Is this Isaac that's going to take the snap?
I think so.
I can't see a number yet.
Yeah. Andresen, and is that number 5 there next to him? Is that Tonawefa? No, it's 14.
It's 14. So
okay. That is Dylan Hermanson. No, it's not. I
don't even have a 14.
I don't either. I don't have a 14 on my roster as well, Coach. And they're going to RPO, hand it off, and it's going to be a 2-yard pickup and then driven back. So 2nd down and 8. And Brownstein's back there on the sideline, but he hasn't re-entered the game, but now it looks like he will. Nope.
Looks like they're going to hold him for another play. So I don't know if 14, maybe the JV QB, and they brought him up just as security, which is obviously the right thing to do.
I'm going to try to track down who 14 is for you. We don't have a 14 on our Thunder roster. And he's going to throw over the middle, and a bullet and dropped. Should have been probably caught there at about the 45 of Crimson, and it's incomplete.
Intended receiver to Stuckey there. And you know what? Coming in cold like that, he threw a dart.
I agree.
I don't know who 14 is, but I tell you what, that was a great throw for his first throw here. Yeah.
And you saw what happened to
Right
Stuck.
here.
Stuck was looking, and he whipped his head to try to make a move and just basically forgot the football. That did have a little velo on it, Coach. You're not wrong.
No, he threw a fastball.
But maybe instead of a first down there or close to it, it's 3rd down and 8. Thunder near midfield. 3rd string quarterback going to roll to the right, and he's tripped up, and he is going to be sacked. Sacked down that far sideline by number 25 of the Mustangs. That is Parker Buska. Parker Buska going to get credit for that sack. And the punt unit is on for the Thunder. .5:43 to go on the Nets on Fire clock. Building champions on and off the court. Check out their team workouts, team tournaments, individual workout packages, netsonfire.org. High snap. Had to go back and get it. But the kick is away. Not a lot of pressure coming. They're going to let it roll, and it's going to be thrown back into the field of play at the 1. And they're going to down it at the 1, and now they're going to signal touchback. Maybe some body part of the player that ultimately downed it was crossing the line there, Coach. I couldn't tell. It looked like initially it was saved back to the field of play.
Initially, but I think he may have had his foot on the line when he threw it back, but definitely the next guy there slid into the end zone just enough to make sure that that was a touchback.
And once you're throwing it back into the end zone, if he didn't, nobody else needed to touch it. There was no Crimson player there. You could have just let the ball sit. We'll take another look here. High snap, a good kick here by Hayden Porter. Up man, a little risky. Didn't want to let it go. I think he saves it.
He saves it, but
and then right there, the slide, you just leave that ball there, and it's at the 6-inch line. And Crimson going to work on the ground. Good run right up the middle. That's a Fabulous Freddy's first down on the ground. Van Daly. The moving van, as I like to call him.
Well, he definitely is tough to bring down, and he requires 2 or 3 to bring him down.
Run off right tackle, stacked up, and broke free and fighting for yardage and going to turn a little lime into lemonade. It's going to be a gain of 6 out across the 35-yard line.
Pick up to 6.
Got a Friday night here at Crimson Cliffs, and nearly intercepted by Bo Merida, tipped and knocked down, and it's incomplete.
And that's what the backers for Desert Hills have to do tonight. They've got to get depth. As soon as they read and get that key up front, they've got to turn and get into those curls and get depth, which he did. A great play by Bo.
Crimson goes Twins to the far sideline. Movement now, and they're going to blow this play dead. Movement again. Olsen to Beathers on an 80-yard touchdown pass. Pineview and Snow Canyon tied 14-14 on our Flynn Company's Region 9 scoreboard update.
I think that's a really good matchup. Like I said, I would love to be able to bounce around to these games, but I think that's going to be a tight game throughout.
5 minutes to go in the second. And more movement, more flags here. A lot of flags in this football game, Coach.
Yeah, you've heard me say this before. You know, we'll send ICE to the locker room for the officials. They're throwing a lot of flags.
5-yard penalty goes against the Mustangs. 3rd and 14 now. From their own 26. 4:29 on the second quarter clock. Crimson leading 14-0. After an interception early, they got a Tonawai Andresen touchdown to Jackson Holt. Then a fumble return for a touchdown by Christiansen. Probably should have been down by contact with the knee of the receiver down for Desert Hills, but they let the play go on, and they gave him the return for a TD. And that pass will be incomplete. And no flags on the play, and it looks like Desert Hills will get the football back.
Yeah, he had actually an open receiver. But that's a long throw. You're on this far side here, throwing about a 30-yard out route. That's a tough throw there.
Got to receive number 10. Agent Cummings.
Here's the punt, the snap, and the kick is away. It's a low line drive kick. Cummings is going to grab it on one bounce. He's going to have some room to the right. Now he's going to stutter step, try to go up the middle, and he's going to be stopped for a gain of just a couple on the return. Pretty good coverage downfield by the Mustangs and Desert Hills offense. They've had some chances. Their defense has given them the ball quite a few possessions in this half. They just haven't been able to get in the red zone once tonight.
Well, Crimson's offense hasn't done anything to really put points on the board. It's their defense. You know, they pick up a fumble, go 70 yards, and on the other one, it's almost a pick six. So the Thunder's defense has done a nice job, and that's why I said before, it's only 14 points. They've moved the ball a little bit. They've got to just stay with their game plan, and they're going to be right there.
Run it. That's Brown. Brown up the middle, has a crease, took a big shot, but it's going to push him forward. It's a gain of 13. And right there near midfield, Seth Brown is getting the bulk of the carries right now.
And this is what we're talking about, Devin, here. They're running in between these tackles and taking advantage of them looping some of their linebackers to the outside. So I think Coach Wayne's going to have to keep those inside backers in the box and not loop them and make them start to bounce it to the outside.
3-4 alignment, man in motion. That's the alpha. And Brownstein is back at quarterback. Bobbled the snap, had to throw it away. And he got past the line of scrimmage. In the NFL, he's probably still in the tackle box, but I don't think that's a rule in high school that you have to worry about.
Actually, you do have to be outside the box.
Was he outside the box
no,
there?
he wasn't outside the box.
Probably could have been grounding then.
It could have been, but there was a receiver close enough. I think it's a good no call. They put that rule in, Devin, about 3 years ago. If you are outside the box, you can throw it away. Didn't used to be in high school. I don't like the call. I don't like that new rule, just so you know.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm a defensive guy or anything, but yeah, I don't like that.
But you are. That's all right. Definitely a lot of rules that favor the quarterback. Brown. They tag him low, they throw him down high, and nothing there. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Thunder. Again, in Crimson territory, 3:12 left on the first half play clock. 14-0, Crimson has the lead, and they're going to get the ball in the second half. There is some lightning in the distance out there towards Zion to the east.
Well, let's keep it in the distance.
Yep. Partly cloudy skies.
It seems like we only get rain or thunder when
on Friday nights. Yeah. I agree. Hopefully that wind's not blowing into the St. George, Washington Fields area. Brownstein going to throw. 3rd down. 1-on-1. Back shoulder has his man, and it is caught down there. Nice catch by Stuckey. Stuckey reels it in. Perfectly timed between quarterback and wide receiver.
It's a great route, first of all, by Stuckey. But as that ball comes, it's a little bit underthrown onto that back shoulder, and he makes a really nice adjustment here. You'll see as he's coming back here, he's out ahead of him, but the ball's behind him a little bit, and Stuckey comes back in and makes a really nice play.
1st and 10, knocking on the Red Rock Real Estate red zone for the first time tonight. This is the deepest in Crimson territory the Thunder have been from the 21, 2:23 and ticking in the first half. Run it to Brown, hits a wall of Crimson defenders, and is stymied for no gain. It's funny because they'll pop a good double-digit run, 10 or 12 yards, and then they'll get no gain. It's like, with all that twisting, stunning, it's almost like a guessing game if they're going to find the hole or not right now.
Yeah, and, 3 or 4 plays ago, or a series ago, we saw Isaac, and now we haven't seen Isaac again. So
something's got to be bothering him.
I'm sure he wants to be back on the field, and he's begging coach to get there, but it looks like they're holding him out, at least on this series again.
3 receivers set, twins to the near sideline. Brownstein looking to the 2 receiver side. Over the middle and nearly intercepted, but it falls to the turf, in and out of the defender. Or it would have been the 3rd takeaway of the game for Crimson Cliffs, Coach.
Well, as you see this play again, Crimson does this a lot, and you have to expect that they're going to bring a linebacker every time, and they're going to twist. Sometimes they're in the middle, sometimes they're going to come from the outside. But here, as you see this, he's coming off the edge right there, and he's completely unaccounted for. So somebody right in Max's face, he had to get rid of it a little bit sooner than he wanted to.
That was Vincent Hoffine that nearly had the interception. 3rd down and 11. Brownstein going to throw. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, throws on the run. Got a man behind the defense. Touchdown, Gavin Young. Touchdown, Thunder. A 21-yard touchdown. And then a flag there at the end for celebration, it looks like. But the Thunder are on the scoreboard. That score will count.
This is another debatable thing you and I will have. He's gonna get an unsportsman for spiking the ball. You like to see the kids be able to get up and celebrate, but if you'll watch right here, as he spikes the ball, that's the call that he's going to get. Whether we like it or we don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's a rule, and the kids, what's the saying? Act like you've done it before.
Yeah.
And you just got to get up, celebrate with your teammates, hand the ball to the official. I get what everybody says.
Nobody's around, no defender. He's not taunting anybody.
It's not up to you or I.
Right, correct.
It's a rule, and the officials are going to enforce it. So, therefore, your kids have to live by those rules.
Yeah, it's just an excitable moment. You finally score a touchdown. It's a rival game. It's Crimson's homecoming, and he spiked the football. Didn't spike it at a defensive player.
Hey,
didn't yell at anybody's face.
You're
Let him
preaching
enjoy
to the choir,
the
dude.
game.
Come on, you're preaching to the choir, but it's a rule.
It is.
It's a rule.
And it's flagged.
And it's flagged. And it costs you big time on the kickoff.
Remember the game we did at Desert Hills week 1?
Yeah.
He flipped into the end zone.
He spun the ball in the end zone.
Spun it, and they didn't call it. And that was certainly extracurricular celebration on that play.
Yeah, the official.
Probably a different crew.
Had a little bit of grace on in that period, but it actually is a rule. And you know what, Devin? And I'll go back to some rules that, you know what? My last year at Desert Hills, we were playing Brighton at Brighton. 21-7, we're up. They're in the red zone. We have them 3rd and long. I get an unsportsmanlike call on me because one of our players, eye black, had gotten below the line where you're not supposed to have it, and it was just due to sweat and him rubbing it. But guess what? That flag came out, 15 yards. Did I agree with it? Absolutely not. But they're going to enforce the rules.
I want to correct myself because I said Brownstein, but I actually think that was that 3rd quarterback that we don't have a number for.
Yeah,
that was number 14.
And you know what? He throws a great ball.
We're told Briggs is the quarterback, the 3rd-string quarterback that is in for Brownstein. Remember when Brownstein got hit on that sliding feet first slide, they had to take him to the sideline. And now Briggs, I believe, has been the quarterback since then, right, Coach?
He has been, and I'm looking on the roster.
There's not a Briggs and another number, is there?
A different number, and maybe they put a 14 on him in case he had to play quarterback.
Briggs Barney is the name. Last name Barney. Briggs Barney, we're being told, is the quarterback. Probably,
there he is. Originally, he was number 0.
Yep, they've got him in 14
Sophomore.
tonight. Yep.
Actually, they have him listed as the manager.
Well, he's a quarterback tonight. It's a squib kick, and this is fielded at the 40-41, so Crimson can have a short porch. You know, after the penalty, they squib it. That penalty was enforced on the kickoff. Instead of kicking it deep, they squib it, and now with 127.
Yeah, and you know what, Devin? So many teams do that, and I don't like it. We saw that with Pineview the other day. Kick it away. You know,
better
especially with
kicking it out of bounds. Yeah. You get the 35.
Kick in the end zone and make him, start back at the 25. But with only a minute 27, you don't want to give field position up.
So the penalty is going to enforce on the kickoff. They're going to get great field position. Tonawai Andresen going right up top, over the middle, complete. And tackle made by Bo Meredith on Jackson Holt. It's going to be a gain of 16 yards and a fabulous Freddy's.
First down. A really nice job by T on that one. Actually stayed in the pocket, stayed patient here, no happy feet. See, this is what I love about seeing a young quarterback mature in there. A lot of times kids will get happy feet and start to get a little bit nervous as time goes. Quiet feet. Waited for that receiver to break and declare, and a nice pass.
Tonawai Andresen with the scrambling run. Flags were flying everywhere. I've lost count of penalties. There's got to be at least 15 penalties thrown in this first half, though, combined.
No, look at last night. Lehigh had 14 penalties. That's what cost them.
They lost the game.
Then it cost them the game. So you should be past this stage this far into the season of this many mistakes.
So Briggs Barney is now in at quarterback. It's 14-7 after he hit Gavin Young. And now you've got Crimson here with a minute on the clock trying to take a 2-score lead to the locker room. Remember, they'll get the ball to start the second half. Quick pass on an out route. Caught Phillips. And Britton Phillips rid out of bounds and tackled there. Clock will continue to tick because they didn't get a first down. They do have timeouts in their hip pocket here, but they're not going to use one. Now they're going quick. Mizukawa is racing off the field for the Thunder defensively. Now they're going to throw. Now he's going to tuck and run immediately on a design quarterback run, and he takes a big hit, bounces off it, fighting for yardage. That's enough for a first down. Fighting to get out of bounds. Tanawai Andreessen there showing you the 205 quarterback frame.
He looks like his cousin on that play. He said, heck with me being a quarterback, I'm going to be a running back. And he took 2 or 3 guys with him, and he took him out of bounds where it stopped the clock. Just a great run on and a design play on that. So give him credit. He's like, hey, I can run the ball.
Get you an update in our Great Harvest Bread Company. All the games right now, though. Crimson taking a shot. Andreessen jump ball, caught, touchdown. He came back to the football and adjusted to it, and it's a touchdown, Mustangs, and it is the first touchdown of the season for Britton Phillips.
I tell you what, Devin, great defense. He's if you'll see this, he's in position here. Look at this. It's just a jump ball.
But he never got his head around to knock it away.
Exactly. Can we run that again? I'll see if I can draw a little bit better on this one. Okay, I pause it right there.
I mean,
look at that.
There's no face
He's
guarding.
basically catching the ball on the backside of that helmet right there.
Yeah.
It's great play, great concentration. Defender, like I said, he was in great shape, just didn't get turned.
Best Friends Kanab, Utah. Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. Bring home your new best friend. It's up. It's good. It's 21-7 with 21 seconds left in the first half. All right, we'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Back for the finish of the first half on the Fan Sports Network, KSLSports.com.
Dr. Cody Johnson from Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Just like any good sports team needs a game plan, your child's dental health needs one too. Call us or check us out online. Don't forget to ask for our new patient special. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, keeping your kids' teeth in championship form.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
All right, we're back here at Crimson Cliffs. 21 seconds left in the first half. Desert Hills finally gets that much-needed touchdown, but the penalty on a spike gave them great field position. And how about the Andreessen to Phillips touchdown? It's 21-7 here. And not much time for Desert Hills to try to respond, and it's into the end zone for the touchback. Coming up, Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show. Coach, if I asked you how many times in the first half you think Brock Harris has scored over at Pineview, your answer would be?
2.
You would be absolutely correct. He just caught his second touchdown of the night with 49 seconds left in the first half. Pineview at Snow Canyon, 21-14. They're pacing right about the same as this one. That game also viewable on the fansportsnetwork.com or our YouTube page or KSL
and I didn't
Sports.
even cheat.
No, you guessed correctly. He had 5 last week. Boy,
you got to have an answer for him, and it's tough. He's a big target, and they do a nice job of finding him and getting him some open shots of where they can't double team him.
Scrambling, and it's Briggs Barney. I'm wondering if Briggs, we haven't seen him before. I'm wondering if he's maybe one of those transfers that had to sit out 5 games and played somewhere else and moved in. I don't know much about Briggs Barney. We were not joking when we said he's listed on the roster as the team manager on the Max Preps roster wearing number 0, but he just scrambled for about 6 yards, and Desert Hills is going to go make some adjustments, say that's good enough for the first half. Crimson's leading 21-7.
And give me another 10 or 12 managers like that, and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks good.
He does. He looks confident.
For being a young sophomore coming in.
Not planning on playing.
Yeah, not planning on playing. Hey, I'm the manager. They put a jersey on me tonight. He doesn't look like the moment's too big for him.
All right, we've reached halftime. When we come back, the Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show, Coach and I will go around the region and the state with scores, reaction to this one, highlights from this game. We'll get you some highlights from over there at the Snow Canyon Pineview game as well. It's all presented by Great Harvest Bread Company. Wake up with their delicious breakfast, hot, fresh-made bread, delicious lunches. They even do catering, too, in the Boulevard Commons on St. George Boulevard. Great Harvest Bread Company. We're back after this.
St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
At Grass Creek Construction, they put their heart and integrity into every build. Their team is committed to delivering top-quality commercial projects that stand out. Integrity is their competitive edge. Building with passion, building with purpose, proud sponsor of local sports.
Relatives coming to visit? Not enough room? Maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Visit stgeorgeutahvacationrentals.com.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in Southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main. From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Hey, back live here, halftime presented by Great Harvest Bread Company. Devin Dixon and the coach, Rick Berry, 21-7, our halftime score. And, Coach, this game looks, if you didn't join us for the whole first half, like Crimson's just kind of rolling right along. But if you go back through that first half, there was a number of big plays that could have made this game a whole lot closer at the break.
Well, Devin, in reality, this could be a 7-7 game. First play of the game with Desert Hills, they throw a pick, almost a pick six. They take it all the way down, score on fourth down, 7-0. They get the second score on a 70-yard fumble return to go up 14-0. So you take away those two turnovers, it could be 7-7. So Desert Hills has got to go into that halftime. Coaches saying, listen, guys, we're there. We take away 2 turnovers, which we talked about prior to. We can't turn the ball over, and it's a 7-7 game. So don't be hanging your head. We're right there. We've moved the ball on occasions. We just got to eliminate the mistakes, and we can play with these guys. So should be a very positive message in the locker room for Desert Hills.
Crimson got the party started, got an interception early in the game by Tyler Gibb. Dusty, do we have that play? And then that led to that first touchdown. And we'll get you some first half highlights. Highlights brought to you by Roney's Mac Bar, now open in Red Cliff Mall. Build your Mac your way. It's delicious.
And here you go on the very first. They're going to run an out route. The corner sits right here. He sits and reads that, jumps that route. It's a good read by that corner. But it's a mistake on Max, not looking to see that he's got a corner squatting, on the side there. And obviously we see Crimson's 4th down. They weren't going to kick a field goal and go for it. Backer didn't get enough depth on the outside. Team made a good read on that, and they got their first score.
Let's see if we can get that fumble recovery, Dusty Allen, our producer here, because that was a play. We stopped it. We freeze-framed it. We have the liberty to do that. Looked like the knee was down, but this was the second score of the game. Stuckey knees down right there, and then he rolls over, ball pops out, and they let the play go. Chris Jansen says, thank you very much, and he takes it about, 65, 67 yards there for the fumble recovery for the touchdown.
Let's run that back one more time, Dusty. The interesting thing, Devin, and obviously we can't see from here, but we've got an official. I want to show you where the official is sitting and looking on this play, okay? He is right here with his eyes going right here. All right? So, obviously, like you said, we've got the benefit of slowing this down, but it sure looked like a knee went down from here. Now, he has a much better view than we do on that play, so maybe he saw a little grass between that knee.
And it happens live so fast. And you see the tackle made, you see it roll over, the ball clearly popped out, but maybe didn't see the knee. Excuse me. That made it 14-0. And then finally, Desert Hills, they're on their third-string quarterback, really. Gavin Young's been the backup. He's back to receiver night. Brownstein started the game at quarterback. And Briggs Barney comes in, number 14, and finds Gavin Young in the end zone. You're thinking, great. But then Gavin Young spikes the ball. He's excited. It's a rivalry game. Gets flagged. Crimson gets the short porch, and they quickly go down the field. Britton Phillips, great high point, almost caught it on the helmet of the defender.
Really caught it back behind that helmet. But again, you and I are going to disagree with this, and I understand you want to let kids have the emotion. You want to let them celebrate a little bit, but the rule is the rule. And that's where it comes into coaching the kids of saying, you know what? Act like you've been there before. We can't do that because it hurts. Now, I would have kicked the ball deep and away instead of pooching it and giving him field position, but that's a decision, that they made. But, hey, rules are rules. You got to abide by them.
You're such a rule follower.
I know.
Yeah. I've called the NFL the no fun league for so long. It's like, let them celebrate. Let them have fun. College, as long as you're not truly unsportsmanlike. If he spikes it at a defensive player, if he, does a flat back foot in front of the coaching staff down the side, I get it.
I've told you a million times.
I get it.
I agree with you. However, it is a rule. And you know what? That hurt their team.
It did.
Cost them 7 points.
It did. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't have to like it, but you got to deal with it like you said.
You have to.
There's
a lot of rules I don't agree with.
We're here inside the Grass Creek Construction Broadcast booth, everybody, having a good time tonight. And there was a number of big plays in that first half. 21-7, Crimson has the lead. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll get you some highlights and scores from around the region, and then we'll get you ready for the second half. It's all coming up here inside of our Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show when we return.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. Mountain Mike's weekday lunch buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Hi there, Dr. Cody Johnson from Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. Just like any good sports team needs a game plan, your child's dental health needs one too. Call us or check us out online. Don't forget to ask for our new patient special. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, keeping your kids' teeth in championship form.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to House of Jump, where gravity meets excitement. Jump, dunk, and dodge your way into a world of laughter and adrenaline. Whether you're a high-flying pro or just looking to defy gravity, House of Jump is where the thrill begins. Elevate your fun, slam dunk like a champion, and dodge obstacles with style. House of Jump is where every moment is a soaring adventure. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to our house, the House of Jump, or purchase Jump Time online at houseofjump.com.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. The homecoming festivities continue on, and let's take a look here inside of our Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show. Some scores from around the region. Let's start with the game that we're also streaming. We do have some highlights of this. Let's go over there. Caden Formaster, Paul Ratliff on the call. We got a couple big plays here to show you in that game, and let's roll that clip, Dusty. The first one here, this is a keeper by Olson.
Well, I think the change at quarterback this year really sparked Snow Canyon in their offense.
Our 2024 homecoming king and queen. It will be their honor to crown and recognize this year's king and queen.
Big Beathers touchdown here.
Yeah, go back to.
And this is the Snow Canyon highlights here. They're trailing 21-14, I believe, at the half right now. This is Brock Olson, touchdown number 1 for Brock.
And this is staple.
Deep to the end zone, jump ball, touchdown, Panthers.
And the fuse
They're going to throw it. They're going to throw it high.
He sent Esplin in motion. And it's a deep ball. No one around him. It's caught all the way down. Brett Feathers past the 20, the 10. Touchdown. Snow Canyon answers.
And the explosives keep coming here. So let's see what they can do here.
They're going to go pass high. Brock Harris. Got another one.
It's almost like another one. You expect it, right?
There's another one. But that's a staple play for Pineview to throw Harris, and you just throw the ball up. And especially when they get anywhere near the red zone, Devin, they're going to throw that ball up high in the end zone, let that big 6'4", 6'5" frame go up and get it. And you cannot let him get a step on you, you've got to really screen him out and get to that ball, because if you're going to lose every single time a jump ball, and that's a staple for them.
So your scores in Region 9 right now, this is what we've got. We've got 21-14, 2 Brock Harris touchdowns, but a good one over there. We might give you some radio bonus coverage here in the second half of that game. We'll stick with our game, maybe give Crimson D-Hills each a possession, but on the radio side, I'll leave it up to Nate back in the studio if he wants to sneak in some of that action, because that looks like a good one brewing over there as well. Hurricane also leading in the half. The only points for Dixie in that first half, a safety. It's 21-2, Coach.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see the stats, at that at halftime of Hurricane. Again, we talked about it before. They're going to be ball control. They're going to try to shorten the game. They're going to score. And if you're 3 and out, you're not going to see very many possessions, because Hurricane does control that ball for a long period of time.
21-7 is our score here inside of our Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show. All the pageantry of homecoming still going on. Desert Hills is already now racing out to retake the field. Crimson going to be a little bit more delayed. We still got about 5.5 minutes left before the start of the second half. I want to thank some of our great sponsors. Again, pacing pretty nicely for our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert tonight. We just need 4 more points. Everybody's going to be able to go over to Yogurtland after the game in St. George. Buy one, get one free. Holbrook's paying for the second one. You score free dessert when your team scores 25 or more. Of course, this is the Boulevard home game of the week in this rivalry game, and an entertaining first half. Even though it's a 14-point lead for the Mustangs, felt like it could have been a little closer. Now, the turnovers really hurt the Thunder in the first half.
Yeah, it absolutely killed them. Like I said earlier, it could legitimately be a 7-7 game at halftime, and that's where Desert Hills got to look at it and be positive about it and say, you know what, we were right there. We played with them. We should be intimidated with what's going on, and let's just clean up the mistakes and come back. And I think their line of scrimmage was inside the tackles. The big guys up front were controlling that line of scrimmage for the last 2 or 3 drives. So build upon what you had success with that first half, eliminate the mistakes, and they're going to be just fine.
Tonight's game brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. 25 years of great golf. Got to plan ahead. It's getting into September, October, peak season. Weather's going to start cooling down. Everybody wants to get out. A couple courses are closed around town for overseed. Coral Canyon is open. Get your tee times by going coralcanyongolfcourse.com or calling 435-688-1700. Marco and the team out there do an incredible job. Great longtime partner of local sports on the Fan Sports Network. Appreciate Jimmy John's. Keep looking at our socials. If you haven't liked the Fan Sports Network, at the Fan SN on Insta, Twitter, at the Fan Sports Network on Facebook. We put out highlights every week. Jimmy John sponsors it. We're trying to get these local kids trending. We put out a youth football pick 6 this week. We've got some other plays. If you want to nominate, if you catch something, a highlight on your camera from youth football, youth soccer, youth, whatever, we want your clip. We're going to give you a $100 Jimmy John's gift card if we use your clip. So upload your videos on the fansportsnetwork.com, and thank you to Jimmy John's Freaky Fast for sponsoring local sports with us on the network. Let's get them trending. Also want to mention Sport Court of Southern Utah. We're giving away another $5,000 scholarship. Nominations are open on sportcourtofsouthernutah.com or the fansportsnetwork.com. The criteria, if you have a student athlete, you can, as a coach, as a parent, players themselves can nominate kids. Go to the website. Criteria is a 3.0 GPA. You got to be involved in at least one sport, varsity sport, and you want to be involved in your school. Tell us what you're involved in, how you give back to your school, and why we should consider you for that $5,000 scholarship. We'll take a look at all those, and then we'll hand that out next spring. So thank you, Sport Court of Southern Utah. We'll take one final break. We'll come back. We'll talk second half adjustments at the half. Homecoming. Crimson leads Desert Hills 21-17.
Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
At Findlay Subaru, we win for our customers. From the first handshake to you driving off the lot, our team runs the perfect game plan every time. Score your next Subaru at Findlay Subaru, 1453 Sunland Drive, on the saving side of the freeway.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Kabuto's, St. George's #1 sushi and ramen bar. Student specials available Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure and give them a follow on social media at Kabuto Utah for weekly giveaways and local events.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 350 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now. Visit redrockrealestate.com.
Hey, welcome back. Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth. Alongside the legend, the coach, Rick Barry, Devin Dixon. Glad you're with us here on the live stream or the radio.
Legend in his own mind, right?
No.
That's how you're going to tell me.
State champ winning coach with Dixie, with Desert Hills, and all-around good guy. Not even a bad golfer hanging out with me here on a Friday night. We're having a blast. And, again, 21-14, Pineview leading Snow Canyon at halftime. Hurricane up 21-2 over Dixie, and here in our game, 21-7. There is one other game that's kind of I got an eye on. That's at Lone Peak and Corner Canyon. 21-21 right now, Coach. They are tied up, so that one looks like it's going to be a good one going into the second half. That game is still got about just under, last report, 5 minutes in the second quarter, and already 42 points total on the scoreboard. Haven't settled anything.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that Corner's got some competition. You know, it's never good for, I don't care what classification, 6, 5, 4, or whatever, of having a team that dominates every single year and runs away with it. So I love to see that halftime score.
A couple other scores of interest. Cedar up 28-0 on North Sanpete. They're trying to go to 6-0. Coach Hyatt loves the team. They've already beat 2 Region 9 schools. They beat Pineview, handed them their only loss, and they beat Dixie.
Dixie in the last minute to get that.
Richfield, Manti tied 12-12. That one late in the second quarter. Canyonview up 21-6 on Emory right now. Some other scores of regional interest going on right now. And Coach always likes to check on the 4A favorites. Well, how is Ridgeline doing
my boys
tonight?
at Ridgeline,
they are beating Desert Peak 62-0, and it's almost halftime.
That hurts.
They scored 71 last week.
As Brett would say, that's a big ouch.
That's a big ouch.
That's a big ouch.
It's a big ouch.
Hey, you know what's interesting? I saw the line.
Power guideline.
Yeah, and you know what it was? 96.
Oh, Desert Peak's
like,
the brand new school up there. Yeah.
Hopefully Jeremy Livingston and his son will kind of call off the dogs at halftime.
We are set to go here for the second half. Coach, let's talk adjustments for just a second. First for Desert Hills, they got to clean up the turnovers. That's first and foremost.
Clean up the turnovers, and that's the difference in the game. You know, those 2 big turnovers cost them 14 points. So they got to clean that up. Defense is playing, very solid and sound, so they're doing a nice job there. So I think the message of the halftime is, hey, let's stay with where we're at, establish the run inside the tackles. That's where they had the success. Catch them on some of the stunts. I loved, number 14, Briggs, their manager, coming in and throwing the ball, threw the ball really well. That last pass to Stuckey was right on the money. So I think they're good there. Now, you flip the coin and say, okay, what does Crimson Cliffs have to do? Their message probably at halftime is, listen, let's come back out in the second half. We got the ball. Let's establish it. Let's establish, our dominance that we've had, and put another touchdown on the board, get up 28-7. And they can't be happy with as many turnovers. I mean, not turnovers, but penalties that they had. So I'm sure The coaches have addressed that, and I think you'll see them come out with a little bit of sense of urgency and say, let's get this first possession in the end zone.
Touchback on the opening second half kickoff, so Crimson will bring the offense out there. And the nice touchdown pass to Britton Phillips, the touchdown to Jackson Holt, and then obviously the fumble return for the touchdown. They lead 21-7. Desert Hills defensively got put in some bad spots because of the turnovers by the offense. We'll see their fire in their belly coming out of the halftime speech from Coach Taps, and they'll run it right up the middle. Van Daly breaking some tackles, puts Cummings on his back out to the 37, 38-yard line and drug down there. There's the moving van for a gain of 19.
Well, and I think you see a penalty out there again to start, and I think that's going to be a late hit on the quarterback, actually. I think after the handoff.
They'll call that on the Thunder. And they'll add that to the end of the run.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. And, those are the things we just talked about during halftime is you got to clean these things up. And penalties like that really hurt and penalize your team.
So that's on Longy, a young sophomore. This is they got a lot of young sophomores playing out there, and just maybe an inexperienced mistake. Here comes Van Daly, shot out of a cannon up the middle, and another big run for the moving van down to the 21-yard line. Huge run, and they're into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone nearly after 2 plays and a penalty.
Well, they came out with their first possession of the game throwing the ball. I think they've probably talked about it at halftime saying, we got to come out and establish the run. Let's pound it. Let's make sure we control the line of scrimmage and move the ball down. And that's exactly what they have done so far in the second half.
Got an injured player or a timeout? Just a timeout. Desert Hills has taken an early timeout. We'll take it with them. Brought to you by Luke Udy and American Family Insurance. Back after this timeout.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the quarter field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Today's game is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Finley Subaru, House of Junk, Bucks Ace Hardware, and City of St. George Recreation.
So Desert Hills, after the timeout, to make some defensive adjustments, as all of a sudden Crimson's come out just running big play after big play and big chunks on the ground. And Desert Hills trying to settle the troops a little bit here, trailing 21-7 early on third quarter. Tanawai Andresen, the Mustang quarterback, out of the pistol, going to hand it to Daly, going wide, a little stutter step. Now he gets the corner, puts his head down, running north and south, and he's going to mosey on out to the edge for a pickup of 7, almost 8.
Yeah, they're definitely establishing the front. That front is really doing a nice job of opening some creases, some holes to run. So, again, they're coming out and they're just pounding the rock and saying, you know what? We're going to be a little bit more physical than you. Let's see if you can stop us.
And here's the throw. The pressure comes. Andresen gets away, throws on the run, caught by Phillips, and dropped down inside the 5-yard line. But look at the mobility of Tanawai Andresen.
Well, they bring the pressure up, as you see here, right up the gut here. He feels that, gets out to the open territory, has his eyes down. Again, I've talked about this before. I love that T doesn't panic and he keeps his eyes open and keeps him downfield.
And another power run, a surge off the right side into the end zone. The moving Van Daly scores it. And a 4-yard touchdown run. That is exactly what the Mustangs wanted to do on their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, you could tell they came out of that halftime saying, you know what, we need to establish this. We need to put that ball in the end zone in our first possession and get some separation here, and that's exactly what they did.
So just like that, 27-7 7, PAT Pending, brought to you by Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, Kanab, Utah. Take home your new best friend. They got a lot to choose from. Adoptions are welcome up there. It's a beautiful drive, a great $5 lunch. You can stay at the Merc Hotel. They've newly remodeled it the last couple of years. They do concerts throughout the summer. A lot of fun things. Check it out on the website, bestfriends.org. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, Desert Hills will try to answer down by 21.
Your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Aloha, sports fans. It's Boo Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill.
Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice.
Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Finley Subaru, House of John, Bucks Ace Hardware, and City of St. George Recreation.
Oh, it's good to have football on a Friday. Rivalry game, homecoming here at Crimson Cliffs, and they just had a big opening second half drive quickly down the field. Coach, what they run 4 plays, 3 of runs to Van Daly, including the 4-yard touchdown run. The other one, a scrambling throw to Britton Phillips from Andresen.
Yeah, they established back to what they do well. They run the ball really well, and then they want to go play action. And then they, had a nice job by Tia avoiding the blitz there. This is going to be, in my mind, Devin, a very key possession for Desert Hills offense.
Kickoff return, taken out to the 20, and then wrestled down there. And that's where either Brownstein or Briggs Barney will set up shop. We saw Brownstein slide feet first. They pulled him out of the game, probably for, that hit to the helmet. And so it was Barney that came in that second half, but it's back to Brownstein. Yeah. So he is cleared, protocol, and he is back into this game. I don't know if we're done seeing Barney or not. We'll have to wait and see.
I liked what I saw from Barney. I'm not sure I would have pulled him.
But Brownstein, the senior, ready to go. He'll start it with a run to Seth Brown. No Isaac Andresen in the backfield on the first play from scrimmage, and you got to believe Andresen's nicked up.
Yeah, he would be out there, especially the first of the...
He has his helmet on, and he is on the sideline. You can see number 1 there at the top left of your screen. But, and
maybe it's hopeful thinking on his part, but they're going to hold him out, possibly. We didn't get a word if there's an injury, but I got to imagine something
the
is
second
holding him
leading
out.
rusher in the region. So hard to think that there's not something wrong. And fly action sweep. They'll run it to Brown. Brown tackled on 2nd down and 4 for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Thunder, down by 21.
Yeah, they can't afford to be a 3-and-out. So this, to me, this is a big 3rd down for them to get that first down. If not, they're going to be giving Crimson really good field position into the second possession of the half. So very big play here for the Thunder.
All of a sudden, the AC is blowing my rosters and my notes everywhere here. Let me track those down. Quick toss to the outside. Shut down and stuffed. Fighting for yardage, but not going to even get the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 4th down. They were thinking stop the run, and they do in a big way. How about a whole pack of Mustangs?
Yeah, they tried to go to the boundary with a little quick pitch. Crimson read it very well. Great pursuit by not only the linebackers, but the DBs coming up and setting an edge. Make a big play. They're going to get the ball back in good field position.
So, punt unit on, I believe on radio, if we haven't already, probably going to get you some bonus coverage of Snow Canyon and Pineview. That game getting ready to start the second half. We're going to stay here, Coach and I, and see if Desert Hills can make a rally. But right now, all Mustangs. And the kick is a snap and a punt is away, and it drives past the return man, Jackson Holt. This is going to go all the way near the end zone. Jackson's got to pick it up at the 1, and he's going to be tackled inside the 10. So they do flip the field in a big way. What a kick for the Thunder.
That's about the best way you could ever flip the field there, going from your own 20 down to the 10-yard line. Had a great roll, a kick there. Now we're going to see, really, Thunder defense has to step up and get some stops. Crimson, you know what? They're going to do what they did, and I think that you're going to see them come out and establish the run again and see if they can put another score on the board.
By the way, talked with athletic director Dustin Drake, and we were correct. Briggs Barney was a transfer. He was not allowed to be listed on the roster or dressed for the first 5 games of the season. So tonight is the first game he's dressed. That's why we didn't have a 14 in our roster, and he was listed as the team manager. He's not the team manager, but he had a 0 by his name with team manager because of the state rules.
Which makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we miss a first play of Crimson, a little RPO.
And but it's Brownstein on that opening drive that started the second half at quarterback. Now it's Tonawai Andresen, and Andresen quick out, caught, minimal gain to Phillips, driven out of bounds at the 26.
So the first play of the second series here, nice little RPO first down. He comes right back and runs and throws a nice little out route for 5. Bringing up second down and 4.
Here's the handoff, and another big shot on the quarterback, and the tackle made on the running back. They called that a penalty earlier. That time, though, they do not flag it.
Well,
maybe just barely gotten out of his hand.
It was close enough that he still had the ball in his hand, so they're not going to call that. The one before, he clearly had handed off and got hit after that. But he hit him at the mesh point, and no flag on that.
3rd and short. Here's the throw. Caught over the middle. Weaving to the outside. Big play down the sideline. And the Mustangs pick up on 3rd and 4. A big play. Catch made and some nice running by Truman Horn, the senior wide receiver's first catch of the night.
And everybody's walking back. I didn't see a flag on the field, but everybody's walking back, Devin, so there must be.
Maybe we can roll that back. It was a design wide receiver screen. Sometimes you can get a legal man downfield.
Illegal man or a block in the back. We'll see which they're going to call here. As you can see right here, I think you're going to get it right there. Yeah, illegal block in the back there.
Okay. So they're still conferring. The officials have not made that signal yet, but that's what we think.
I just made it for them.
Yeah, after the replay.
Oh.
No, they're waving it off.
Waved it off.
So that Horn catch will stand.
Big play for the Mustangs all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Thoughts on that, Coach?
On the again, we have the advantage of the replay.
Sure.
To me, it looked like a block in the back. I'd like to run that one more time, and we'll see when we have a break here. But as he comes across here, I think this is originally what it was called for, but maybe he figured he had the side of his pad there, but it looked like a little bit of a block in the back to me.
1st and 10 Mustangs taking a shot over the middle. Shaw was trying to adjust back to an underthrown ball, and it's incomplete. Right down the hashes.
And it looks like we have a Thunder player down, Devin.
Yeah, and it looks like a lower leg, maybe.
Hopefully he's just cramping.
All right, injured player timeout brought to you by Luke Udy and American Family Insurance. Luke, get a free quote today. You don't think about waking up on a morning and going, I'm going to see how much I can save on insurance, but you should, because Luke's been saving people all over Southern Utah money on your home, auto, and life insurance. Luke! It's winter when you save with American Family Insurance at Luke Udy and Associates. I want to thank Scooter's Coffee in Hurricane. Next time you're out in Hurricane, stop by, say hello, start your day with amazing drinks served by amazing people, amazingly fast. State Street right there in Hurricane. I like to go out there when I'm playing Sky Mountain or Copper Rock every once in a while and stop in and have some Scooter's Coffee. I had a delicious breakfast burrito there one morning not too long ago. Thank you, Scooter's Coffee. And big hits all season long brought to you by Dealer Collision Center. From minor collisions to major accidents, you choose who repairs your vehicle. Choose Dealer Collision Center. So it is Hilliard And he is walking off the field on his own power, so maybe a cramp or something.
Fortunately, he's cramping. They're stretching his calves there, so that's good for him and good news for the Thunder that's not anything worse than that.
The news we're getting on Isaac Andresen, running back for Desert Hills, is tight hamstring right now, and so they're being real cautious. You know how those hamstrings, if you try to push them too much,
you're done. Yeah.
He's probably trying to fight through it. We saw him come back in the game after missing a couple drives.
And I'm sure that's why his helmet's on, as he's begging to come back.
Yeah, he wants to go, but it's
the staff's doing the right thing.
Roll out, throw. Tonawai Andresen has a man behind the defense, caught by Jackson Holt. Touchdown! It's a touchdown. It's a 45-yard pitch and catch for the score, and Crimson up 34-7, PAT pending over Desert Hills.
Well, a new DB came in to take Hilliard's spot,
and they went right at him.
And they went right at him, and that's going to happen. You know, he kept, again, look where he's at. He's keeping his eyes up.
Great throw.
Great throw just out of the outstretched arms of the corner who just came in and replaced him. But again, T scrambling, keeping his eyes up the field. I think Desert Hills defenders thought he was going to pull it and run, and he pulls the trigger.
Tonawai Andresen, you got to give the quarterback a lot of credit. The second time he's thrown a touchdown to Jackson Holt in the game tonight, and Crimson rolling right now during homecoming. 6:23 left in the third quarter. Extra point is up and good, 35-7. And the big score dessert is in effect tonight. After the game, fans, if you're listening right now, you want to start heading over. You're listening on radio. If you're watching the live stream, stop by the St. George Yogurtland. Buy one, get 5, 7, 9, 10 ounces of frozen yogurt with your favorite toppings. The second one, same ounces, is free. Holbrook Asphalt is paying for it till they close tonight. They're open late on a Friday night till at least 11 at the St. George Yogurtland. Go get your Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. The leaders in HA5 asphalt preservation. Thank you, Holbrook Asphalt. We've been doing that promotion for years now, and love it when fans go after the game and hang out and enjoy a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's been a staple. Holbrook, such a great supporter of Region 9.
Yep, good stuff there, and we're keeping it right here as they're about ready to kick off. And if there ever was a time for a quick drive and a touchdown, this would be it for Desert Hills, or this one could get away from the Thunder. And we're still midway through the third quarter. Kickoff, end over end, and this one is going to be returnable if it doesn't go out of bounds, but it's going to go out of bounds at about the 6, 7, 8-yard line there. They'll throw the beanbag around the 6, and the Thunder will get excellent field position.
Yeah, it's going to come out to the 35. Big mistake. I mean, he's got a strong enough leg to kick it in the end zone. Just go ahead and put it back in there.
Kicker for the Mustangs there, Sparks, the junior kicker. Just didn't get a good foot into that one, I don't think, because he's had some touchbacks tonight.
Yeah, he's got
just mishit it.
He's got strong enough leg to get in.
Kind of like me when I got that 100-yard wedge in my hand and it's a flag right in the middle of the green and I still missed the green. I'm like, what did I hit that so badly for? That's what he's thinking right now. I know how he feels.
I was thinking. I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, well, you've had that happen before too. You thin one a little bit or chunk one a little bit. You know, golf's hard.
Golf is hard.
Where are you playing tomorrow?
So I'm playing at Sunbrook for the Stapley Memorial.
Oh, that's right, Brad Stapley.
Yeah,
tragic
and it's great. I've been able to play in this every year, and they do a great job with that.
Yeah. Back to the air. Stuckey reels in the catch. He'll get a couple yak yards out near midfield. That's a first down. Fabulous Freddy's first down for Desert Hills, and that is Brownstein still at quarterback, right, Rick?
It is, and he did a nice job there. Let the Stuckey get into that gap between the zone. Stuckey runs a nice little route right here, settles down right there. That right there in that curl is really hard for defenders to
defend,
to see, because it looks like he's running something vertical and then he breaks it off.
Brownstein's going to roll right, throwing on the run, checks down. Catch is made by Antoninez Tauefa. I apologize. I met Tauefa at the media day, and he told me exactly how to pronounce his name, and I still can't get it right.
And
so I apologize.
And I think they make a big mistake of not getting him more involved.
He's a good player.
He's an athletic
This is his
player.
first catch of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think he's a basketball player, isn't he? He's a two-sport athlete.
Yes, moving from Alaska.
But he's athletic, and I think they need to.
They're splitting him out wide on the Twins receiver side. They're rolling his way. He's running a straight streak. They'll check it down to the out route, and Brownstein hits these throws, and it short hops the receiver incomplete. So third and 4 here for the Thunder in Mustang territory. Coach, they've been in Mustang territory on at least 4 drives, but only 1 score tonight as they trail 35-7 with 5 minutes and some change left in the third quarter on the Nets on Fire clock.
Yeah, they've moved the ball pretty consistently, but Crimson, when it gets into that midfield, has really done a nice job defensively.
Quick hitch, Tauefa, and he caught it, and I'll move the chains. Just that stick route. And Brownstein put it right on his hands.
And if you're patient, those 5 to 7 yard routes are there. You just got to be patient and take what they give you and not try to force it down there, because what happens is you keep doing that, then it will open up stuff the deep, because the DBs will start to jump those underneath routes.
Throwing again, Brownstein, Gavin Young over the middle and through a clothesline dagger strike, and Young brings it in, and that's another Fabulous Freddy's.
First down. I like that they're working in the middle of the field. Again, Devin, this is what I talked about in our pregame. Look to see where those linebackers are lined up. If they're going to come in the middle and they're bringing pressure from the middle backers, the middle of the field's going to be open. If they're bringing it from the outside, you got to go to the outside.
Throwing on the run, Brownstein again, caught far side of the field, and Niza Cummings there with the catch. And they need to get him the ball more. He's got a loose speed, great hands. They use him a lot on defense, though, and so a little more sparingly on the offensive side of the ball.
He's their main defensive safety and plays a lot back there, and I think they limit a little bit of what he plays on the offensive side. But good athlete.
You coached both his older brothers.
I did. Good athletes.
Rolling out Brownstein again. Pressure coming. Jump pass in zone and nobody home. Probably just throwing that one away. Do have a Flynn Companies Region 9 update. Parker Olson, second quarterback keeper for the touchdown. Snow Canyon has tied that game again, 21-21. That looks like the game of the night over there.
Well, it's what we thought going into it this week, Devin. We thought that game right there should go back and forth and it'd be a really good matchup.
They did call a roughing the passer penalty and that hit on Brownstein, so that's going to give Desert Hills first and goal here from about the 10-yard line. They will be exactly the 10, and it'll be first and goal. Meanwhile, Dixie's up 28-2, or Hurricane is up, Hurricane is up 28-2 now on Dixie. Dixie just a safety after they were stopped on 4th and 1, the only points of the night for the Flyers over there. And now it's the quarterback, Briggs Barney, in, and he throws an interception. It's picked off. I was waiting to see if he secured it down around the turf, and he did, and Crimson has another takeaway, their second interception of the night. They had a fumble return for a touchdown, and another chance for Desert Hills in the red zone goes amiss.
As you see this, the receiver stops and is trying to settle down in here. He anticipates that he's going to continue to run into that post and throws it to where he thinks that receiver is going to be, but the receiver had actually stopped and settled down. So just
maybe
a
not all on Barney is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Only the coaching staff and the players know what happened on that play, but that does give Crimson the ball back, and that was a maybe. Who got the interception? Did you catch a number there, Coach?
I did catch a number.
Dusty, see if you can find me that number. I want to give credit to that young man for making that interception. I was watching the route as you broke it down, and I forgot to catch the number there. I apologize for our viewers.
Looks like they're the corner right here.
10.
10.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is Benson Hoffine. So Hoffine with the third takeaway for the Mustang defense of this game. First down run by Daly. They'll give it to Tonawai on a quick pass outside. It's caught and out to the 19-yard line. Goes, let's see, that's number 35 with the reception. Tyler Phillips, who happens to be his first catch of the game, and he is this week's Mountain Mike's Mountain Mover Award recipient. Senior, doesn't play a lot, but the consummate Crimson player.
Getting his shot.
Yeah. See if I can find exactly what Coach Alofopo said about Tyler Phillips when he nominated. And let me see if I can dig that up, because good stuff. I want to give him some credit. We'll do that in a second here. First and 10. Andreessen back to the air all day, rolling to the right. Now he's going to tuck out of bounds.
Yeah, really good defense on the back end with the Thunder there, and a smart play by T. Again, looks downfield, keeps his eyes down there, not going to force the ball, and takes it out of bounds and makes a wise decision.
When we highlight the Mountain Mover Award, we put just a short clip on the radio ad, and they get 2 giant mountain-sized pizzas compliments for being the award recipient from Mountain Mike's Pizza. But I want to read you a little bit more about Tyler Phillips after this play. Pressure comes, flip it out to the flat. It's incomplete. Here's what Coach Wayne said. Tyler Phillips has been part of our Mustang football program all 4 years of high school. He rotates at outside backer and slot receiver, but where he truly shines is in the less glamorous roles that go unnoticed. Tyler's one of our hardest workers on our team, never complains, never seeks attention, and always puts the team first. He embodies everything Crimson football is about. Selfless, humility, relentless effort, shows up every day ready to work, ready to make his teammates better and do whatever the team needs to succeed. That's not all, but Andreson's going to fire, and it's incomplete. Coach Wayne also said proof of his toughness and commitment to making an impact wherever he's needed. Tyler may not be the star on paper, but he's the ultimate teammate and a shining example of why the program has succeeded because of players like him. I thought that was some strong words for the nomination.
Absolutely, and you love to hear that as a player that your coach feels that way, and obviously your teammates are going to feel the same.
3:26 to go, third quarter. Crimson going to have to punt the football back, but after the interception, burned a little clock with Desert Hills. Going to put a little pressure on this kick. It's away. It's high, but not deep. Going to land at about the 43 and then back up out of bounds. So Desert Hills will start this drive in Crimson territory right at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, best field position they've had tonight. Desert Hills, the offense has to get something going and take advantage of the field position here.
Lone Peak 28-21 now, third quarter. Update there. That game, Corner Canyon has been just rolling people. And Lone Peak, they got in a little fracas down at Bishop Gorman. They ended up canceling that game. We know Lone Peak is really good.
And they always play Corner really tough every year.
It's a rivalry in Region 3. Early in the region season. Pass complete. Briggs Barney. In at quarterback. Now he's going to rotate out. No, he's just going to go to the sideline for a play. I thought he was heading to the sideline.
Again, being a sophomore, he threw a pick early, but I tell you what, he looks like he's not afraid of this big stage coming in, and he hasn't played it all, this whole year, being a 50-50. I've been impressed with him. Young man that's only a sophomore, and he's coming out, and looks like he's got a very strong arm. I think he looks really good for the future.
Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run, and he's going to get the first down to the 28-yard line. That'll be a Fabulous Freddy's first down. Stop by, get your car washed tomorrow. They got a new hybrid tunnel, River Road and Bluff Street. You choose if you want brushes or brushless. Every time you get your car washed at Fabulous Freddy's, you still get the big gas discounts. Stop in for all their delicious snacks, treats, and pink cookies, splash drinks, Ike's at the Bluff Street location, Ike's Sandwich Shop inside. Good stuff at Fab Freddy's. Barney dancing around the pocket. Pressure comes, has to unload it, and he just throws it out of bounds.
Well, there you saw a sophomore. Now, that's the difference I talked about. T compared to a young quarterback. You get a little bit of happy feet dancing in there, getting a little bit nervous, and then he ends up having to throw it out. But again, only a sophomore, and this is his first game of seeing any action.
But he didn't throw an interception there. He threw it where nobody could get to it.
Yeah.
At least he got to clear out of bounds there to live to fight another down, 2nd and 10. 2:13 left, third quarter. Crimson up 35-7 on Desert Hills. Barney looking to throw, stepping up in the pocket, throwing, outlet guy, check down, and he led him upfield a little bit too far, and it's incomplete off Coy Duckett's hands.
Yeah, he had a receiver out in that boundary that was wide open. Looks like we got an official that went down, Devin. He's backing up. He's back up. That's good news.
Yeah. Clock stops, 2:08 to go. It's third down for the Thunder. 3rd and 10. The official is not marked the ball to start play. Desert Hills is already starting to line up, so when they do, they can go quickly here. Now we've got a timeout, it looks like an official's timeout. Now they finally spot the ball. We don't have our official mic'd up. So it's an official's timeout, not sure why. So Desert Hills will go to the sideline. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout, come back. 3rd and 10, Thunder driving down 35-7 here in our Boulevard home game of the week.
Plays to win. From commercial to residential projects, we deliver the total building envelope. Roofing, glazing, and architectural metals. Championship quality every time. Flynn Group, we've got you covered.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Today's game is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Finley Subaru, House of John, Bucks Ace Hardware, and City of St. George Recreation.
Got a Flynn Company's Region 9 update from over at Snow Canyon. Isaiah Thompson just had an incredible one-handed grab for it, like a 35-yard touchdown. And Snow Canyon has retaken the lead with 12 seconds off the fourth quarter clock. So still 11:48 to go in that game. Snow Canyon up 28-21 over Pineview, Coach.
Well, we've talked about Pineview, from the very beginning of the season and saying offensively with Shaw, Harris, Richardson, they're going to score points. They're going to put points on the board. How's their defense? Is the defense going to match the offensive play? And I think that's going to be Pineview for the whole season of can they keep people out of the end zone because they're going to score some points.
Last 3 weeks, defense has been better. 35-2 now. Late in the third quarter, as Hurricane has scored another one. They're running away from Dixie. Flyers struggling to stop Hurricane and score points. Just a safety for the Flyers tonight. And rolling out Briggs Barney on 3rd and 10. Nobody open downfield. Pressure was coming. Just had to throw that one away.
Yeah.
So 4th down coming up.
Again, they're bringing pressure from the outside, and he's got to get that pre-read. In fact, if we can take a look at that, this is where a young quarterback, well, as you can see right here, it's coming from the outside. We got another guy coming from the outside that had looped around there, and they're going to give him pressure coming from that side. So he's got to be able to see that pre-snap and know where the pressure's coming from.
Bryce Strickland was the guy applying the pressure for the Mustang defense. 4th down. Barney stepping into a pass, coming back, making the catch. Where are they going to spot the ball? And it looks like maybe just at the 19, but it's short. Needed to get to the 17 nearly. 2 yards shy of a first down. They get 8, needed 10.
A great throw, but as a receiver and it's 4th down, you got to run to the sticks. You got to run past the sticks so you have an opportunity to get a first down. So a little bit of mistake there by the receiver, not running deep enough to get that first down.
Tauefa was the guy that made that catch for an 8-yard gain, but not enough. 35-7, and Crimson has taken back over. They'll run it to Shaw. Shaw off the right side, nice little crease, and he'll push ahead all the way out near the 30. Gain of 10, and that should be enough for a Fabulous Freddy's first down.
Well, if you're Crimson here, you're going to really try to pound that and keep the clock running. You got a 28-point lead. You're going to want that clock to continue. You're not going to be in a hurry and just keep moving the chains.
So clock, they're going to let that play clock sink down. Now snapping now. Andreessen going to go outside to hold. Can't adjust back in time. Looked like a back shoulder play, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Update on that big marquee game, Region 3. Corner Canyon Lone Peak still 28-21. The Knights lead the Chargers. Lone Peak, that's a home game for them tonight. Of course, Coach Stokes used to coach the freshman Helaman Kasuga, who's now Corner Canyon's senior quarterback when he was at Tempview.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've talked about this a little bit of how you see some of the players up north bouncing to other teams. Jackson Dart goes from Roy to corner. Timpview loses their quarterback to corner. It's interesting up north.
Run and bouncing it outside. And Shaw makes a move, stays in bounds, wiggles all the way to the 45. Now he cuts back. And finally, Cummings will wrestle him down inside the Thunder 30. 43-yard gain by Shaw. What a run.
And you know what? I think a lot of people early thought he stepped out of bounds up around the 30 to 35-yard line. Let's see if the officials are going to bring that back.
They are. It's a hold on the Mustangs. So it is coming back.
Didn't see the hold. It looked almost like it stepped out of bounds. And I think some of the Thunder defenders thought he was out of bounds.
Right on that sideline. I don't know if we'll get a clear glimpse. There's a flag out right at the 30. So this is going to come all the way back from the spot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's a great run.
So they're going to mark this. They're going to say the hold was at about the 32. So back them up to the 22. That ends up being about a 55-yard penalty, Coach. Yeah. Instead of a 43-yard run, they're back near their own 20. It'll be 2nd down and 17. They'll run it again. Similar play. This time Van Daly hit and dropped as he's driven out of bounds out of 32. And guess what? Another flag down on the play. It has been an absolute flag fest all night long from the first quarter to now.
Looks like it's going to be another hold on Crimson. That's going to back him up again from the spot, Devin. Boy, it's going to be 40? 2nd and 37.
Yeah, another huge penalty. Penalties. A lot to clean up for both teams in the penalty department tonight, right, Coach?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see at the end of the game the stats of how many penalties that we've seen out there tonight. But 2nd and 37, we'll see what's in the playbook here.
They'll fake it to Daly. They'll set up a receiver screen to Phillips. Phillips going to hit and drop. And a late hit going to be called on Desert Hills. And another flag. Is that 4 plays in a row?
Yeah, it's 4 plays, yeah. Yeah, big mistake by number 3, taking a shot, to the head of the receiver towards the end. That's going to get called every time. You'll see this right here. He's going to come in late and go right to the head. You're going to get that penalty every time. I like that you're trying to be physical. You're not giving up, but you also got to be a little bit smarter and understand that that's going to get called every time, especially when you go towards the head.
So they'll mark that one off. Not enough for a first down. So it'll be, 3rd and 5? 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs. Got to get to the 40. Ball at the 35. And both teams substitute here, and now we resume play. 26 seconds left on the Nets on Fire third quarter clock. They'll run it off the right side. Got the first down, Van Daly. All right, while they're moving the sticks, let's go over to Snow Canyon High School. Remember I told you Isaiah Thompson had a big touchdown? Here's Caden Formaster, Paulie Ratliff. This was that Thompson touchdown. Take a look, everybody.
On a 3rd and long. Good pocket from the defense. Now bursting through on the backside. Going to go deep. Is he there? Oh, he's got it! Oh, my God! What an unbelievable play.
Wow, how about that catch by Thompson? That was
great concentration, one-handed reach up there. That's definitely a highlight.
That is going to be tough to beat for our Jimmy John's highlight of the week after the weekend. Student section got some chalk or something going on. They got a whiteout going. Students have stood all night long at Crimson Cliffs as we've played 3 quarters. It's homecoming. Mustangs looking good. They lead 35-7 when we come back.
Local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Game is brought to you by Back 9 Golf, Ronnie's Back Bar, Scooters Coffee, Red Rock Real Estate, and Holbrook Asphalt.
Yeah, and the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score Dessert is on tonight. So fans, if you're listening or watching, head on over to the St. George Yogurtland. They're open late. Got about 2 hours still to go take advantage. You buy one, get the second one free. Holbrook is paying for it.
And you're welcome to deliver to the press box.
That's right.
Trust me.
If you're out listening, come on over. And Rick and I like the plain tart with some strawberries on it.
Load it up.
Maybe a couple of those
I want the big
cheesecake
one. I want
cubes.
the big one.
There you go. Blitz coming from, they pick it up. Andreessen taking a shot. Back shoulder to Phillips, and it's incomplete. Scored a touchdown on a similar play. The thing I like about Tonawai Andreessen is he's not scared to let his receivers go make a play and just throw it to that back shoulder.
No, and I'm watching Coach Stokes, and Coach Stokes is a little bit upset at the receiver, so it's got to tell me that he didn't break it off in time. Because your first reaction is you look at that and say, oh, the ball was maybe a little bit underthrown. But it looks like Coach Stokes was talking to that receiver, not in the kindest way of saying, you know what, you got to break that route off at a certain point.
3rd and 9 for the Mustang offense from their own 45-yard line. They'll set up the screen. It's caught. Got some blocking. Little cutback. And Jackson Holt is going to pick up about a 14-yard gain, and that's another Fabulous Freddy's.
A first down.
Holt's shifty. 2 touchdown grabs tonight, and he moves the chains.
Well, nice setup on the screen. You've got to anticipate that anytime you're playing, especially a passing team that does well, and Coach Stokes has got a lot of screen packages put in, but you got to anticipate that on a 3rd down play.
Run it to Van Daly. Hit after a gain of a yard or 2 and dropped. And it'll be 2nd down and a long 8 for the Mustangs, but they'll work on this 4th quarter clock. 11:30 and ticking left in the game. Coming up when we're done, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show, as well as the Region 9 wrap-up show with scores from everywhere in the region. Second down and 8, snap, handoff, faked. Tonawai going to throw on the run, batted down by Bo Meredith, and it's incomplete.
Little RPO there. I think he faked a lot of people out, but with that little bit of pressure, he had a receiver downfield. Didn't have the time to get it down there. A good defensive play by Desert Hills outside backer.
So 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. And the throw and the catch. And did he stay in bounds, Britton Phillips? Yes, he did. Catches it down at the 26-yard line, and that is a first down, a pickup of 13.
Well, a good job. Not only a good throw by T, but a great job of concentration, catching the ball and making sure your feet are in bounds because he was right on the sideline. You're going to see this here. He breaks off the route here. Good job under pressure getting that ball out. and just getting his feet down.
And they'll run to Daly again. Nice little shift cut. Almost like a little jump cut to let the defender fly by him, and he takes it ahead for a gain of nearly 6. You can see why Van Daly is leading the region in rushing. He's got subtle moves, and he's got a lot of power, but he's worked hard on his speed. He is fast.
He is fast, but
he's a heavy-hitting running back.
I like his vision. He just doesn't automatically just fly in there. He waits for that block, and he waits for that crease, and then he hits it going full speed.
He looks like a next-level running back to me, Coach.
He can play somewhere. There's no question.
Hand off to Daly again. Gets to the outside. And got a big block and is going to go all the way down to the 10-yard line, depending on where they mark him out of bounds. Somebody got crunched. There's 2 Thunder players down on the field. They're slow to get up. You got to feel like this big offensive line is wearing out this defensive front of Desert Hills.
Yeah, and the defensive front, they keep rotating, which you need to do. They've got some young guys with some size, but right now, Crimson is definitely controlling the line of scrimmage.
There might have been a block in the back there, Coach, or a hold, because this one's coming back. Another penalty flag.
And it looks like Bo's down. Looks like he's cramping. We've got another player cramping.
Got good news for any like-minded Mariner fans. We have tracked down the Tigers for bye in the first round. We took the series opener against the Astros tonight, 4-0. How about that? I'm excited about the postseason just because my Mariners, that pitching staff, and we've come alive offensively.
I'll tell you what, in baseball, you have 1 or 2 aces. Well, you have 2 aces. You got to have 2 aces going in the playoffs. You got 2 guys on the mound that can throw.
Woo's been great this year.
And defense behind him. That's what it takes in the playoffs. Again, it goes back to what you were having an argument in your studio before about football. Same things about baseball.
Yeah.
If you've got good pitching and good defense,
you can make a run.
You're going to win a lot of games.
But it's nice not to have to get in that wild card playing game. Here in the Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth, Coach is a baseball guy at heart. How many baseball games you get to this summer? 0 baseball games?
I didn't, Kay had me too much playing around in Europe and
that's right,
following her around.
At least you got back in time for football season.
Right, exactly.
10:05 left to go. Crimson leading 35-7. Second down and 13 for the Mustangs after yet another penalty. It has been that's the one thing about this game. There's been a lot of yellow on the turf. Andresen taking a shot up high. Guess who? Britton Phillips. High point catch inside the 5-yard line. And there's another flag down, and we'll await the penalty.
Right. It's a PI. Who's it against now is the question. But you got a big 6'4" receiver. You throw it up and let him go get it. And that's exactly what they did. He went up high point, 6'4". It's going to come down with it. It's a great play.
Britton, remember the basketball team. And it's defensive pass interference. Decline that. 1st and goal, Mustangs. Phillips was not available in the preseason. But he is.
They're starting to get healthy. They didn't have the receivers, and they're still missing one more key receiver. I think you get those back. It's going to be a very balanced attack that you're going to see from Crimson.
They've just reloaded, Coach. I mean, had the Alofa twins last year. There's a little slip pass out into the flat, and Shaw catches it. Once he got it, nobody home. Touchdown, and another flag down on the play. But for now, it looks like a touchdown for the Mustangs. 5-yard pitch and catch for the score if it stands.
Well, great design of a play here. We're going to see if it's going to stand. You're going to watch this here, a fake. Everybody jumps. The run, he slips out into the flat, and he's wide open. There's nobody around.
Joby Wright has been very busy tonight. And it's holding
It's coming
on
back.
Crimson.
Coach Wayne's out pleading his case. Not real happy with that call.
I think it was the outside receiver, maybe Phillips. They caught it on. If we can If we have time, we can look at that one more time.
Let's see if we can.
Phillips at the
pick
top
this
of the
up.
screen. You're not going to be in the frame, but I think that's where they call it on right here. He's locked up in the end zone, and I think that's where they called it. And I don't know if he needed to do that.
That's where you call it. That you got to let that.
Well,
one
we
go.
couldn't see the whole frame, so I'm not sure. End zone again. Phillips again. Touchdown. Got it right back. Phillips makes up for the hold with the touchdown catch. His second one of the night. All Mustangs in this one. 41-7 PAT coming up.
Well, again, you're going to go with a big, tall, 6'4" receiver. Let him get into that corner of that end zone, and just you're going to put it up here for a little bit of a jump ball, and he's going to go up and get it every time.
Great throw. We were talking about it earlier, that back shoulder. He's not scared to let his – Phillips is a difference maker with that back shoulder high point throw.
Yeah, there's no question.
Big target, can box out a defender. Tough to guard that. And we've seen it firsthand tonight. Those two have connected. Now, 4 touchdown passes tonight for T. Andresen, the junior Mustang quarterback. And he had big shoes to fill. You look at what Still Barban did a couple of years ago, and then you look at what they did last year with a first-year only starter and going up there and beating Spanish Fork and unbelievable, the largest comeback ever in the state of Utah in a state championship game. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff at quarterback, and now they've got another great quarterback who's got 2 years in Tonawanda.
Like I said, he's only a junior, so it's first time starting. And you look at the progression and the maturity that he shows, being a first-year starter and only a junior. My gosh, Devin, he's just going to continue to get better.
Another penalty.
Of course.
As a coach, what do you do about the penalties?
Well, obviously, Desert Hills is going to, they got to clean theirs up. But Crimson, a lot of their penalties has just been a lack of focus and concentration, of jumping off sides or doing some things that typically you don't see from a Crimson. So, Coach Wayne and Coach Stokes, they're going to address that. They're going to clean that up. But I'm more concerned with Desert Hills. They don't have the ability to overcome them like Crimson does. You got to play a clean game and not have those. So they've really got to address that and clean that up.
Is Crimson become quarterback you? I mentioned Still Barban. We saw what Ryder Sherritt did. 403 passing yards, 6 touchdowns in that comeback state championship win last year to make it 2 straight for the Mustangs. And now Tonawai Andresen, 2 to Britton Phillips tonight, 2 to Jackson Holt. Plenty of Van Daly and Shaw, those 2 electric running backs.
I'm not going to take anything away from T because I'm very impressed with T, and I think his maturity level and what he's doing. I love that he doesn't have happy feet. I love that he's patient in the pocket. But I will say this. Coach Stokes does a nice job of game planning and calling a game. And so you've got to look at it and say it's a combination of the two. You've got a quarterback that has talent, and you got a system that fits that quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think that is as important as anything, because you've got to go with the strength of what you have is from the players. You can't just say, okay, this is what we're going to do every year, and you better fit into ours. And I think that's where Coach Stokes does a phenomenal job.
42-7. Here our score. All Mustangs. Hurricane up big, 35-2 last report over there over Dixie. And Snow Canyon on a one-handed Thompson grab has got a 7-point lead over Pineview. And this is Briggs Barney, quarterback number 3 for the Thunder, that's had a touchdown throw tonight and done some nice things, scrambling for a gain of about 8 there out to the 28-yard line.
Well, they've lost their quarterback. They've lost their number 1 running back early. So obviously Desert Hill's been playing undermanned with, some of the reserves that they didn't plan on playing with. So, it's a learning. Some of these young guys are getting a lot of reps. That's going to be advantage to them down the road. If a sophomore quarterback is getting a lot of experience tonight.
3 receivers to the left. They'll bubble screen it out there. Caught. And he'll wiggle all the way down to the sideline and get out of bounds. That's enough for a first down, and that'll move the sticks. Yeah, and let's see what Barney could do on drive here.
Catch complete and yards after catch by number 7, Troy Duckett.
You do have some subs in defensively for the Mustangs, Coach. Getting some guys. Remember, they still have a big senior class. Even though they had a big senior class last year, they've just kind of reloaded.
Well, you look at their freshman class every year, and it's huge. Some of their freshman classes are as big as some of the other teams' varsity. So they do a great job of just keep reloading.
Barney scrambling around, a flag flies, completes it to Gavin Young. It's going to be a short gain on the play. He came back to the ball, but it might be another hold. We've seen a lot of holding calls tonight. Snow Canyon up 28-21. And Snow Canyon went for it on 4th and 2 and got it. So Pineview's down to calling timeouts. And then Esplin just was able, after a big 4th down conversion, to punch it in. So Snow Canyon's up 35-21 on Pineview over there. So the Warriors look like they might be headed towards 2-0 and tied for first place with Crimson in the region standings after tonight. If these two scores hold up, Coach. Bullet over the middle and in and out of the receiver's hands. Maybe a little bit behind him.
Yeah, Snow Canyon, I mean, their only loss it would cross, a 5A team that's a good 5A team. So, I don't know if Snow Canyon's surprising people. I don't know if you'd say that, but they're playing very well. Snow Canyon always plays well at home as well. That's a tough place to play.
And Woods Cross beating Bountiful right now 28-14 in the fourth quarter, so they look like they're going to get another win. So Snow Canyon, you start looking at the RPI that's going to be coming out every week, and they're climbing, and that's going to help Snow Canyon as they keep winning. Barney scrambling around, throwing on the run, over the middle, has it to Stuckey, and Brock Stuckey's going to catch it, take it out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 here. 3rd and 6.
Good job with Stuckey hanging on to that and taking a shot after that. But I tell you what, I'm impressed with this young sophomore quarterback. Yeah, he's making some mistakes. He's a little bit happy in the pocket, but that's to be expected. But strong arm. He throws the ball well. Like I said, I think he's got some good years ahead.
Throwing, Barney, out route on the boundary, couldn't make the diving catch. It's incomplete. Update on Hurricane, they're up 49-2. I'm hearing Ryan Borchard, a sophomore, has 3 interceptions and a 65-yard run. Oh, Hurricane is laying it on the Flyers tonight. Cedar has won 42-0 over North Sanpete.
Well, Hurricane's not going to surprise anybody this year.
Nope.
And you and I talked about it before the season even started.
Yeah, they're picked 2.
With the number of returners they have from last year and the skill kids that they have, they're going to give everybody fits in region play.
Another high snap and a low kick, bouncing around. So we got to be careful not to touch it. And I don't know if it hit Crimson or not, but Desert Hills will finally touch it down at about the 35. That was it. There was a lot of blocking going on. That punt never got over 5 feet high in the air, Coach.
Yeah, things like that. You tell your kids, to give
fire,
poison, poison, fire, whatever you want to call it. And when you hear that, put your foot in the turf and get to your sideline and get away from it. It didn't happen, and they're lucky it didn't touch one of them.
Yeah, couldn't distinctly tell. It just looked like it was close to hitting somebody, but they said it didn't. So now Crimson can work some clock. Just 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Run it to Shaw. Shaw's going to push ahead for a couple. Out to the 38. Gain a 2.5 or 3 there. 2nd down and 7.
I think that's their backup running back.
Or was that not Shaw? That was Phillips. That was Tyler Phillips.
No, number 35, is that who's? Let's see who's in there.
No, that's Phillips, Tyler Phillips. Our Mountain Mover recipient, right?
Yeah, number 20's now sidecar running back.
Yep, they've emptied some role players getting a chance. Phillips on an in around, lost his footing. He's trying to run up the sideline, slides down. Maybe probably no gain on the play. I think we'll make it 3rd down and 6 from Crimson's own 39, and clock continues to tick. I think he was trying to stay in bounds there, Coach.
Smart decision by him of getting down. Desert Hills now bringing a bunch of younger players in to give some experience as well. So you got a lot of your JV kids in late here in the 4th quarter.
Quick throw. Did he get a foot in bounds before he touched out of bounds? I think he did. And Emmett Johnstone is the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
13. Emmett Johnstone is in on this drive, and the night is done for Andresen, but a very productive night for Tonawanda and Andresen.
Surprise, Devin. Guess what? Another flag.
Did our camera just fall there, Dusty? The wind picking up out there or something? There's been a breeze of 15-mile-an-hour breeze all night tonight. But, hey, no precipitation and no lightning.
We love it.
Which means Rick can make his bedtime for his college football Saturday after his round of golf. Big noon kickoff.
There's some good
Utah.
I'm really
Texas
interested
Tech.
to see the Utah Texas Tech. I'm going to have to record that. So don't be texting me and tell me what the score is while I'm out golfing. But I think we're going to find out. Okay, really, what kind of team does Utah have? Early, that win against UCLA, we found out UCLA's not very good. Lost to a couple of teams they should beat. So, and struggled against Wyoming a little bit. So I think this week is going to be a really good test of, okay, where is the University of Utah? And I'm excited to see that game.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And I think BYU is going to get a test at East Carolina. East Carolina loves to throw the ball, and they're very athletic.
Punt returnable, going wide across the field. Now cutting back up the middle and shoestring tackle. Return man number 26 for the Thunder. That is Isaac Hall. He's trying to make a play.
Tackled by number 30. Let's see if we can give him a little love here.
Blake
Ritchie. 10th grader.
His older brother, I think, played for the Mustangs, was a wide receiver, Jackson Ritchie, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Thunder have the ball, and Crimson well on their way to a victory here. Up 42-7. That homecoming dance can be pretty fun tomorrow for the students.
It.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, homecoming's always fun when you win.
So Canyon going to win on their homecoming game. Desert Hills homecoming is next week, is it not? Throw over the middle, diving catch. What a grab there by Gavin Young at the 44.
And what a throw back across his body as he's going right, throwing back left. I tell you what, I keep saying it. I'm totally impressed. I'm sure coming into tonight, he had no thought that he was going to be playing.
He knew he was eligible, though, but probably didn't plan on
he had no idea.
He wasn't named the starter. 4 receivers set. 122 and ticking. They'll snap it here with 120 in the 4th quarter clock. Desert Hills down by 35. Barney rolling around, scrambling, trying to fit it on the sideline, and it's batted away. Incomplete. Our awards tonight we're going to hand out in our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show in about 60 seconds. Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. Got a couple touchdown passes by Andresen to Jackson Holt. 2 more to Britton Phillips. Big fumble recovery for a touchdown. 3 takeaways for the Mustangs defense tonight. Throw over the middle, and that one incomplete. Trying to find Coy Duckett. That one a little underthrown. Dangerous area, too.
Yeah, ill-advised throw there. Thrown into traffic. They have 3 defenders back there.
Also going to name our Jersey Mike sub of the game, and Briggs Barney's got to be in consideration. Touchdown pass, the only score of the night to Gavin Young for the Thunder. And clock ticking down, and this will be the last play of the game if they hurry. 5 seconds. And I don't think they're going to get it off. That's it.
No.
That's it. That's ball game, folks. 42-7. Crimson improving to 5-1 on the season and 2-0 in region play. Homecoming win for the Mustangs. And we'll clean it all up. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. Stick around. We got some awards. We get some highlights. If you join us late, you want to see some highlights of this game, we'll put a bow on this one after this 2-minute timeout. Don't go away.
Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court. Hey, have you tried the St. George Stretch Lab? It'll help boost your athletic performance, help you feel less restricted in your movements, knock out those nagging aches and pains, and melt away your stress. Right now at the St. George Stretch Lab, get an intro stretch for just $39. That's $30 off. Mention keyword radio.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in Southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile Scooter's Coffee. Open 7 days a week.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. The coach.
We are back.
Rick Barry, take a seat, man. Good work tonight. Devin Dixon, glad you're with us here. I'll take a seat as well. Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth. We put a bow on this and thought this game might have been closer, but Crimson too much for deals tonight. Homecoming week, 42-7 the final.
Yeah, going into, you never know with a rivalry game, and that's what we were kind of thinking, that this would be a lot closer game than it was. And you know what? It could have been. That 14 points that Desert Hills spotted Crimson on 2 turnovers at the very beginning, I think put him behind the 8 ball.
Could have been 7-7 game at halftime.
They never recovered. And it's a whole different game if it's 7-7 at the halftime.
Yep. We'll roll some highlights for you as we do so here inside of our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We're going to hand out some awards and put a bow on this one tonight. And I want to remind everybody that the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert is in effect. So head on to Yogurtland. We easily got over 25 points with the 42 points for Crimson tonight. Dr. Cody makes your kids feel right at home with all your kids' dental needs. The exam, the x-rays, the teeth cleaning. For new patients, just $99 at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. And, Coach, you could see some moments where Desert Hills moved the ball between the 20s, but only one score tonight. Crimson wore them down ultimately. This game was marred by a lot of penalty flags. Hopefully we're not going to show you all the penalties in our highlight package. Dusty wouldn't do that to you. And really tough for Desert Hills tonight. I don't want to make excuses for the Thunder. Coach Taps has been doing this a long time, but they were shorthanded. I mean, Brownstein gets knocked out, takes a hit to the helmet.
Isaac goes
on Drayson, their star running back.
Yeah, we find out that he actually tweaked his hamstring in Wednesday's practice.
Yeah.
So he tried to go early and just couldn't do it. And probably a very wise decision on their part of holding him out.
You make
still
it
got a lot of
worse, you
games.
could miss a big chunk of region play. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's open up the nominations here for our Finley Subaru Star of the Game tonight. Lot of different directions we could go here, Coach, but Tanawai Andresen has my attention.
Yeah, I mean, the combination between himself and Phillips was the key tonight. So I think you got to go with T. Very composed, did a nice job reading and making sure that he played under control. And again, I talk about this all the time, Devin. You don't see happy feet from him.
No, he's smooth.
He's patient. He lets the routes develop. He keeps his eyes open as he's, even when he's scrambling a little bit. And, play here, we're seeing him running. It runs like a running back. So I've really enjoyed and been impressed with how he's progressed and gotten better. And this, again, being his first year as a starter.
How about that catch by Britton Phillips? That might be our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game right there. He caught it on the backside of the defender. It was well covered. And Tanawai Andresen, the run game was great tonight, but he throws 4 touchdowns, 2 to Jackson Holt, 2 more to Britton Phillips.
Well, and he's got confidence in his receivers. He'll throw that up to him, especially, again, when you have a big receiver. It's the same concept as when over at Pineview when you have Brock. When you've got a receiver that's 6'4", 6'5", throw it up. Let them go get it. Those 50-50 balls now become 75-25 balls.
Yeah, good stuff tonight. Let's go with Tanawai Andresen. And he is your Finley Subaru Star of the Game. Go see the All-Star lineup on the saving side of the freeway at Finley Subaru. Outback, the Crosstrek, the Forester, the great lineup over there at Subaru. The Impreza, they got it all over there. Plus a great selection of used cars. Jersey Mike sub of the game tonight, Coach. Pretty easy to go with Barney here just because.
I got to go with Briggs.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this earlier, Devin. Here's somebody that transferred over, and I'm not even sure where he came from.
Pineview, I believe.
Pineview. So 50-50. He's a sophomore, young kid. Well, first game that he's actually eligible to play, he had no idea he was going in the game today. Because Young was playing again.
Mm-hmm.
So
he could have been quarterback.
He could have been quarterback. He started last week. So your third string quarterback,
some good throws. Look at that throw he just hit Gavin Young over the middle on.
And you know what? He came in and he battled.
That was
that one pick. I'm not sure that was on him. His receiver shut it down. He thought he was going to continue to run into that curl, and he stopped. And so, he got the turnover there. But I tell you what, strong arm. Really strong arm, and I'm impressed with his composure for being a sophomore and first game out. So good days ahead for him. I think he's going to be a pretty good player.
Big carry here by Sean Daly had good games as well, but our Jersey Mike sub of the game, sub by Southern Utah Jersey Mike, get a sub above the rest. Get it Mike's way. I like the 99 hot sub. That's my go-to over there, Jersey Mike's. One more award to get to. Star of the game, Tanawai Andresen, 4 touchdown passes, probably close to 300 yards passing tonight. And then the third string quarterback, Briggs Barney, is our sub of the game. Play of the game, I kind of like those high point catches from Britton Phillips. He had 2 touchdowns, both incredible catches.
I think you got to go with him,
go
especially
with
the one
catches.
in the end zone, catching behind the player's helmet.
It's coming right here. Right, we saw the one earlier. This is touchdown number 2. I believe it's this next play here for our audience watching tonight's telecast on the Fan Sports Network, and they called that touchdown back, and then they had to go back to Phillips. He got called for the hold, and he makes up for it right there. That's kind of the nail in the coffin, and Crimson wins it 42-7. Final score tonight. Coach, final thoughts here inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Looks like Dixie has won tonight.
Hurricane.
Hurricane has beat Dixie tonight, and it looks like Snow Canyon is going to hold off Pineview tonight, although I don't know if that game is final yet.
Well,
I'll check.
They were up 14 points last time we checked.
Yeah, it was 35-21. Correct. But if that holds up, Crimson 2-0, and Snow Canyon would go to 2-0, be tied atop the Region 9 standings. D Hills with the loss tonight drops to 0-2. Hurricanes now 1-1. Dixie's 0-2, and Pineview would drop to 1-1 if these scores hold up.
everything's got to go through the defending state champion, until somebody beats them and dethrones them in region, they're still the team to beat. And they continue to reload. They do a nice job coaching. Fundamentally, they're sound. So everybody's still going to chase Crimson. Snow Canyon, Hurricane, I think are going to battle. Region 9 is so competitive and tough. I think it prepares you for the state playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you've seen so many Region 9 teams year after year with the state championship, because it's so competitive, in this region.
Our next broadcast next week, one of the I know two great games. I know one of the games is that Pineview Hurricane, and we'll be bringing that to you next week. Looking forward to that one. My computer just died. I forgot to charge my computer, so I don't have the schedule in front of me. I got to pull it up. But every week there's good matchups. It's just 6 team in region. There's not an off week. There's no easy gimme game. You got to bring it. And tonight, Andresen and the Mustangs on homecoming night get the win 42-7. Coach, final thoughts?
Again, you look at it and say there's not a night off. Crimson's going to look at this game, and both teams, actually Desert Hills, they'll look at the film tomorrow morning, analyze it, make the corrections, but then you got to get ready for another big game on Friday night. So next week's schedule is going to be tough. It's so much fun in Region 9 because they're so balanced of so many teams.
All right, next week, the 25th, it'll be Dixie at Desert Hills, Hurricane at Pineview. Those will be our next two broadcasts. So Dixie, Desert Hills, somebody's going to get their first region win. And then that other game, somebody's going to get to 2-1, somebody's going to drop to 1-2. So those are some big games looming next week.
And again, Friday night, under the lights, Region 9. It's great.
So, Coach Rick Barry, Devin Dixon. This has been the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry Postgame Show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the night. Crimson wins at 42-7. We'll see you next Friday night for more football on the Fan Sports Network.